All right, welcome everybody. This is producer Tommy for Laker Film Room Live. We are going to be calling the Lakers-Clippers game this afternoon, Saturday at 12:30. How's it going, Pete? You ready for this potential beatdown tonight?
Yeah, that's my goal for today. Is like I hope just don't be embarrassing, like lose but don't be embarrassing. That's kind of the sweet spot that I'm looking for from the Lakers from here on out. So
well, that's going to be tough with Larry Nance and Julius Randle tasked with stopping DeAndre Jordan in this front court. How do you foresee those two guys getting destroyed by DeAndre?
Well, I think it's better than Zubac. At this point, I thought DeAndre, because Zubac has a hard time on the defensive boards from keeping guys off the offensive boards perspective, and I think Nance and Randall are a little older and a little more savvy in terms of how to do that. So. That said, he's definitely going to be a handful, and the Clippers are a team where you kind of got to pick your poison of, are you going to let a Chris Paul score coming off of the pick and roll? Are you going to hedge harder on him and hope the weak side tags DeAndre Jordan so he doesn't dunk an alley-oop? And if you do that, then you've got the weak side three ball open. So
man, you've got to be a pretty horrific defender to have Julius Randle's defense become described as savvy in comparison to you.
Everyone loves him some Zubac, but even Luke made some comments yesterday. They asked him if Zubac was going to be ready to start at the beginning of next year, and Luke even said, he's not ready yet, but, with the caveat that a lot can happen over the summer, but he's got a long way to go as a defender. So, Nance and Randall are an upgrade over Zubac on that end.
Well, in that news, Zubac has been shut down for the year. He suffered a high ankle sprain in Minnesota a couple nights ago. So, unfortunately, no Zubac. We're probably going to see a heavier dose of Tarek Black, probably some Thomas Robinson off the bench. So, I know you and Darius have kind of talked about wanting to see more lineups with Randall and Nance. Do you foresee them sticking with that switch everything with this lineup because they've that foot speed to kind of
it's a good question.
Hedge and recover?
I do think that's what Luke tends to do with this lineup when they do. Now, this is the exact lineup that I wanted to see starting once we started shutting everybody down. This was the group that I wanted to see with JC and Russell, together in the backcourt, which didn't happen till a little bit later after the All-Star break, and then with Nance in the starting lineup as opposed to Zubac. When this group plays together, Luke does tend to switch a lot, which I don't love. I think they're better for hedging and recovering in these situations, but it's something that at this point, it doesn't matter a whole hell of a lot. So whatever it is that you want to try and experiment with, this is the time to do it. So with that in mind, what do you, Lakers are tanking. They're not motivated to win these games. So what do you get out of this last little stretch of the year? Like, what are you watching for as a fan? Like, I want to see this get better, but even though I want them to lose.
To be completely honest, it's tough. One of the best things is our guy Cranjis McBasketball created a Lakers bingo. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
that
I
really
haven't played yet. But
we're not doing it today. We're going to do it against the Spurs. But in honesty, this lineup intrigues me a lot because it's one of the only five-man combinations, at least recently now, where all five guys can take threes. That's not something we've seen in basically any lineup this year from the Lakers. And it's also an interesting lineup because it's unquestionably very good playmakers, like above average playmakers, even for their position.
No, that's a good point. At all five positions.
At all five positions.
Yeah.
And so that intrigues me on how much they could be moving off ball, see if that weak side stagnation, it kind of improves maybe a little bit. I doubt it, but who knows,
I think all five guys are, even Clarkson, are capable of moving the ball. But I don't think that that's the second step. If they want better weak side action going on, they're going to have to improve. They're going to have to set the screens and use the screens, right? And so if that doesn't happen, even with the better playmakers, you're not going to get much of that. But
hopefully, Nance is a good screen setter. It might be our best screen setter. Seeing him in there with D'Angelo and Jordan Clarkson running some high pick and roll. Hopefully they can create some separation, get that skip pass going, because this is their best shooting lineup.
Yeah.
Like to see some, Julius on the weak side posted in the corner or the wing.
Yeah,
trying to get a three.
No, that's what I'm watching these last games for, right? Is seeing it's two things: seeing how JC and Russell can interact off of each other, and Russell how well he does off of the ball, kind of with the idea in mind that Lakers may be drafting Lonzo Ball or a Markelle Fultz if they're lucky. Then kind of seeing how can Russell react off of that. I actually think that I'm gonna have a video out in the next couple of days. Taking a look at how he's been at shooting guard, and I think it's been mostly positive. And then the second element of that is continuing to see Nance and Randall shooting threes and expand their game in that respect. So what I want to see with this lineup in particular, I want to see a lot of pick and pop. We've barely seen any of that this year, and you can neutralize DeAndre Jordan by stretching him out to the 3-point line. Now, it's two tiers in a bucket at this point because
Sure.
They're bad and they want to lose these games, but that's something that hasn't been a part of our offense yet, and I'd really like to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Lakers are probably going to roll with the same kind of rotation they've had, which means no Nick Young, which I'm starting to get the sense that he's not coming back next year because of the way these last 15, 20 games have played out. He was at least serviceable on the court with the way he could space the floor for us with the team that lacked shooting in such a bad way. But the way it's going right now, I can't really foresee him coming back. Is that something you've been thinking of lately?
It's interesting. I didn't think of it in the context of him not being a part of it, but if Pelinka and Magic are using this time as, everyone's kind of playing for their jobs and an evaluative type of period, then you would think they would want to see Nick Young, even though he is a veteran player. So that's an interesting angle I hadn't considered, and I do think you're onto something in saying that.
Especially since when Ingram was out, they needed some extra wing help, and we didn't see Nick at all, really.
Sure, it's been Brewer, who's also a veteran, right? You could argue that, like, if kind of the argument is like, well, we've seen Nick Young all year and he's a veteran, so sit him. And, well, you could say the same thing about Brewer, although we haven't seen him all year. Like, what Corey Brewer is just as well as you know what Nick Young is at this point. So, it's something that, the Laker roster needs shooting, and Nick Young is one of the only guys who can do that. So if they do let him go, that skill set needs to be replaced over the offseason. But Lord knows we're going to have plenty of time to discuss that. We're getting close to starting. We'll upload this to SoundCloud tomorrow for those of you who want to sync up on this. So yes. Lakers have been garbage in 12:30 games, and they've been garbage against the Clippers.
Full stop. Garbage.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah. So here's to hoping. I just don't be embarrassing. Don't be down by 30 in the second quarter, and lose this game by 8 to 10 points. And I'll be a happy man.
Amen. All right, so we are going to be calling out syncs for you guys, so you can sync up. There's just the audio stream here for our channel. At halftime, we're going to be playing. Pete just made a video about Brandon Ingram's improvement as a scorer, especially since the new year after the All-Star break. And it's the first game that he's played. He's missed 3 games, which is good to see the young guy back out there. It's not too serious.
The games were less entertaining without him out there. Like the Washington game was really fun, but it's I have a little more enthusiasm watching him.
That game hurt my soul, man.
The fact that they gave it up.
Yeah, it was just. I wanted that one.
It's like probably
the one in Charlotte
the
earlier this year.
Like
those are like
the
maybe
ones
the 2
that
worst
stick with
losses. Those hurt worse for me than the blowout losses. We're about to get to tip here though. And we'll get to that. Larry Nance tipping against DeAndre Jordan.
You got 3-2-1, and it's live.
Tip goes to the Clippers, to Chris Paul in the backcourt. Crossing half court now. Jordan Clarkson picks him up. Over to DeAndre at the top of the key. A little back lob action. Again, get Redick running off for a 20-foot jumper.
Good help by Nance right there. That's what Nance brings to the starting lineup is he saw that play was getting set up for Redick to come off of the screen, and he helped off of that. Most of our guys don't do that. So Randall's got the ball, reverses over to Clarkson. Clarkson brings to the baseline. Tough contested 15-footer. That's short. Ball gets outletted to Chris Paul, defended by Russell. Screen here from Bamute into the low post to Blake Griffin, matched up against Randall. Got a whole side cleared out. Griffin takes the jumper and knocks it down. Clippers up 2-0. 11:15 left in the first. Got Russell coming up the right-hand side, drawing two defenders, drags them. Shoot that, Julius, but he decides against it, goes behind his back a couple of times. Twists and turns and misses. He has to take. That's the pick and pop that I want to see. Russell's job right there is to take two defenders and drag them, and he did that and created an open shot, but it wasn't taken. So Bob Mute's got the ball, matched up against Ingram, up top to Redick, reversed over to Blake, defended by Russell. That gets skipped over into the corner for Chris Paul for three, and he drains it. Clippers up 5-0, 10:45 left.
Got Jordan Clarkson's going to bring the ball up. See what they're getting into. Swing it to Julius at the top of the key. Give it to D'Angelo, trying to post up Ingram on Mute. He's going to put him on his back. Give him an up and under, and gets foul. Tries to draw a foul, but it doesn't look like nothing was there. Ingram's going to pick up CP3, who hits Mute on the trail for a transition layup.
And we're halfway too embarrassing already. 10-12 left. Lakers reverse the ball into some two-man game with Russell and Randall. They get a switch right here. Got Russell matched up with Ingram. Gives that up to Clarkson. Going to get the ball to Randall in the post. 10 left on the shot clock. Little down screen from JC. Russell misses the three, but Nance tracks down the rebound. Kicks that back out to Russell. Should take this. Is wide open. Misses that again. He's been missing a lot of wide open jumpers since the second half of the Washington game. So,
and then Chris Paul's going to dribble across the lane, get a little 10-foot jump shot, and it's 9-0 with 9:40 left in the first. All
right. JC up top calling for a double high ball screen. Drags two. Kicks that out to Nance, who doesn't look for the open shot. Ball reversed over to Ingram. He drives, double clutches, air ball from about 5 feet, outletted to CP3. Lakers still scoreless with 9:18 left. High ball screen. Lakers switch that. Got Nance matched up with CP3 now. They missed their weak side action right there. Lakers need a timeout, and they call it. 11-0 with 9:11 left. It's brutal.
Yeah, it's they're missing open shots. They've taken some poor shots already. The Clarkson jumper, it's not a great shot.
Yeah, Ingram's forced a couple.
Yep, he forced on. So this is about how we expected. So we'll let this settle for now, Pete. We have some new listeners here who are asking to hear your thoughts on Lonzo Ball and possibly how should we draft him? Do we need him? Is he going to save our world?
So this is something I'll talk about a lot more if we do in fact draft him, or even Fultz for that matter. But I mean, it's been 3 years, guys, where we draft a young player, and like, young players aren't good. They're not good at basketball yet. So Lonzo, I think, is going to be a very good pro that's going to help out your team. But if you expect him to come in next year and be a really good starting caliber point guard in the NBA, you're going to be disappointed, because that's not how it works, especially at that position. It's the difference between, for those of you who are football fans, it's like the point guards are similar to the quarterbacks, right? In that they're the ones that have to read a defense and have to make decisions on what to do with the ball. Now, it's harder. It happens, but it's harder for a quarterback to come into the NFL and be as good as they're going to be right away, right? Whereas a running back or a linebacker, positions that are more instinctive, in which you don't have a ton of decision making necessarily, those guys can be, all pro players from their rookie year. And whereas quarterbacks, like, there's an arc to what they're doing. So to make the comparison to Lonzo Ball or even D'Angelo Russell or any of the other young guards that are, point guards, especially in the league, if you have the expectation that Lonzo is going to come in and save the franchise, you're going to be any franchise, you're going to be very disappointed.
I hate these 19-year-olds. Let's go get another one.
Yeah,
hopefully that's
pretty
the
much
19-year-old.
Like, our team sucks. We're too young. Like, let's go get another guy. Exactly.
So I got into it at work the other day with the guy talking about D'Angelo Russell as a bust, and we need to get Lonzo, and I was telling him, like, look at Steph Curry. Like, Steph Curry came into the league as a good player, and it took him a long time. We're back. And D'Angelo Russell gives it to Nance at the top of the key, trying to get Clarkson.
Trying to get into the post to Ingram.
It's a bad read by D'Angelo. Yep. Turns it over and deflected to DeAndre in the transition, but he throws it away. D'Angelo advances, Good passing, guys. Got to give it one more time.
Man. Come on,
and Julius
Randall.
forces it, that gives up a turnover, and Chris Paul's off to the races.
This looks like
Hits
a
Redick
YMCA
in
game.
transition, and that's going in.
14-0.
Yep. They had a nice, beautiful fast break where the ball didn't touch the ground, but Julius tried to force it and kept it too long.
One more pass.
Yep.
All right. Trying to run the same play as before to post up Ingram, who's fighting for position on Batumute. Pushed him out to about 20 feet and now behind the three-point line. Gives him a hesitation dribble, but get called for the offensive foul there on the hook. Wow. 14-0, Lakers down. 8:20 left.
I think they're 0 for 6 with 3 or 4 turnovers, which is not good.
That last play, the turnover by Russell, he overpasses in terms of making bounce passes. There are times where he needs to make the hook pass there over the top, and he will pass it into hands, making a bounce pass when he shouldn't be. So we got a Randall subbed out right there. Got a CP3 with the ball up top. Got a Redick running around screens. Good closeout, but jeez, 17-0. Yep, these are these 12:30 games, man. It's every time. Clippers too. So JC pulls up for a 3. He misses that. Good God.
And outlet to Blake, but it's over his head, and they're trying to just embarrass us as best
they
can.
should.
Yeah.
As well they should.
Well, what's really embarrassing is the player banners covering our championships, but that is neither here nor there.
All right. Some pistol here with JC matched up with Redick. He drives. Drop step, hands that off over to Robinson.
Missed Ingram.
Gets blocked. Yep.
Yeah, Ingram was in the corner there, but JC just kind of couldn't see him through the trees.
This is a really disorganized basketball team, man.
We have D'Angelo inbound, 7:40. He's getting inbound now, up to Brandon Ingram. Looks like Ingram's going to take Batumute off the dribble, put him on his back. Nice little dump off, but Robinson wasn't ready. He fumbles it. Gives it a little floater, and Thomas Robinson.
The Lakers score.
Scratch. Everyone can sit down now. 17-2. 7:22 left in the first. All right.
Damn, man.
Chris Paul's going to bring it up on Clarkson.
Running floppy here for Redick coming around the screen.
Good help by Clarkson, but
Yeah,
he leaves
stunts
Paul
off of
open.
Now recover. Nance needs to recover. See, their rotations make very little sense. Griffin shoots the open 3. That rims out. Robinson gets it. Hands the ball off over to D'Angelo. Going to set a drag screen for D'Angelo. Takes a 3 going to his right. Yeah, that's a bad shot. Great rebound, though, by Thomas Robinson. Takes a 20-footer because why not?
That's one of those, I deserve these shots kind of shot, So, yeah, 17-2, 6:50 left in the first. Why do you think Randall got subbed out so quick? Defense?
I think it was defense, and there was the that fast break as well.
Nance gets interception on DeAndre's poor ill-advised pass, and Clarkson's going to hit a little floater.
Lakers on a 4-0 run. This is so weird. This is such a weird game. Even Lakers are picking up full court. I think Luke's just trying to do something to get them activated. Oh, DeAndre just missed a put-back dunk right there on the mishandle.
And they're going to put him to the free throw line. 6:28 left. Strange game. Randall getting benched like that, kind of interesting. Those are just different mistakes that you don't.
Randall's been really checked out for the last few games in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And DeAndre's gonna shoot his free throws. We'll let you know when he releases it, so you can sync. He's gonna shoot his first free throw now. Good God.
Oh.
And he misses short and to the right and doesn't hit anything. It's there's a gif of him a couple days ago airballing a free throw, and even he just cringed. It's impressive that he can even surprise himself with how bad his free throws can be. I'd say foul him every time, man. What do you got to lose?
It's strange to me how somebody could be so bad at this.
Yeah. Underhand free throws, man.
He's a perfect
Doesn't make
example of
any sense why he doesn't. He's going to shoot his second free throw now.
God,
That's long.
With his form, you can't be a good free throw shooter.
He just goes straight up and then straight out.
Yeah.
In 2 separate motions. With
All right. JC with the ball. We're going to run a delay right here. Reverse the ball. Then ball goes back over to Nance, who mishandles it. Flows into a handoff and two-man game with JC. Pocket pass, nice. Hits Nance, kicks it out to Ingram, swings over to Russell, attacks the closeout, back over to Nance. Beautiful ball movement, drains the 20-footer.
See, Nance made a great move right there, but the pass wasn't great, so that initial shot wasn't there, and he had to rotate again, which that pass wasn't great, so D'Angelo didn't have a shot, but they eventually created another nice shot.
They maintained the advantage, though, that they gained in the first place. Good contest right there by Russell on Redick. Ingram comes up with the loose ball. You're going to push in transition.
Nice.
Go, baby. Go all the way. Yeah. Finishes with the right hand
Forced,
and one.
He probably wouldn't have gotten an and one if he uses his left hand there, right?
Probably not. Yeah, that's that's not necessarily the way you would teach that, in fact, but watch how he goes under Mbamute. Yeah, see how he got his Mbamute's right hand got over the top. He got under right there. Yep.
Actually, maybe for the angle he used that. I don't hate using the right.
Yeah. He would have had to jump off of that's the hardest part, is jumping off the correct foot, I should say.
And he misses his free throw, of course. They're gonna try getting semi-transition. Chris Paul to Blake Griffin, and Larry Nance is gonna foul him, driving to the lane.
So that can't happen. That's the a transition fast break opportunity off of a free throw attempt when everybody's set, like that just can't happen. That's
where Chris Paul can kill you. He's just more aware of stuff like that, like when teams are taking moments off, and how to exploit that.
Yeah.
And Blake's gonna shoot his first free throw now, and he's gonna end that Lakers 8-0 run. 5:39 left in the first, 18-8. At least it's not 17-0 anymore. Blake's going to shoot his second free throw right now. And that's in. Clarkson's going to bring the ball to the floor. 5:38 left.
They're running a lot of the same action where they're flowing into two-man game with Clarkson and Nance. Got Nance missing long. Robinson gets the tip in. Nice work right there. 19-10, 5:25 left. CP3 crossing half court, defended by Russell. Russell applying ball pressure, fighting over the top of the screen. Now Nance has to recover there, and they've switched now. Russell's on Ingram. They get the steal. Little outlet pass to Clarkson, who makes a 360 layup.
Yeah. And
that forces a timeout. Nice little 12-2 run. Yeah.
It's a game of runs. It happens, but 17-0 should really never happen. No perfect world, right? It does, but come on, get fouled, go to the basket, do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
you can't take 5 threes contested threes in a row.
It's good to see them fighting. Looking for small victories, right? At this point of the season, and I have a hard time. I don't know. One thing that bothers me is there's a great deal of frustration with the players, and I even hear it from the organization, or from the coaching staff, or from the Spectrum people. When I watch the games there, and it's like you're telling the players to play as hard as they can and to do their best, while while purposely trying to lose the games, right? So play hard, do everything you can to win, but don't win. And yes, they're professionals. They should always go out there and give their best, and all of these things that we tell our kids.
They're professionals in the way that any other 21-year-old is a professional.
Right.
Right? They're out there, but it's hard to expect somebody to be so professional without that life experience.
Right. And that's part of why young kids are not very good at basketball, right?
Right.
It's not understanding.
Well, they're talented, but how do they contribute to wins?
Right.
Is a different metric.
It's a difference between we were talking about Lonzo, for example. Lonzo is probably going to be good, but he's not going to walk into the NBA right away and be an especially good player, especially by a lot of the metrics that most fans measure by. He's not going to be a huge scorer, or I don't even think he's going to get a ton of assists to start out. I think he's going to start out fairly slowly. So,
I think it depends on where he goes, right? Because if he goes
very much so. Somewhere
like Philly, I can see him doing pretty well right away. If he goes somewhere like Boston, I'm not so sure.
So he's an amplifier, right? He's a guy that he's going to make the guys around him better. So I think he's going to be mostly impacted by how quality his teammates are. Or we're about back into live action. 5:08 left. Lakers down 7. Inbound now to Blake. Blake's going to give it up to CP3, defended by Russell. CP3 comes up the left side. They're trying to set some action for Redick here. And then into the post, but Nance denies that. Great job out of a timeout. Gives the ball over to Ingram. Ingram's going to look to attack this all the way.
Aggressive.
See that shoulder dip? Yeah, baby.
He's aggressive.
And
I love it.
Look, watch when they show the replay. He's going to dip his left shoulder. He's really good at this for his size. Watch right here. See how he dipped that? That's how you get by a defender. He was Mbah Mute, who's a good defender, was right there with him, and then he dipped his shoulder low, and that's what it was able to get that step by him.
And he's really using his momentum to his advantage. When he gets the ball at the three-quarter court, he's pushing, and he's still pushing as he gets lower, and he misses. Robinson gets the putback,
and it's a 19-16, 4:45 left.
And the Lakers are going to be on a 16-3 run,
16-2
run.
Yeah.
Over the last 3.5 minutes. Blake's going to get a screen from DeAndre, and Nance is going to foul him. I really like Nance in this lineup. He's been real active. He's been tagging well off pick and rolls, and
those who follow me know that kind of my feelings on this guy, but this kind of turned around when Thomas Robinson came in for Julius Randle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Randle's a minus 14 in 4 minutes, and as we got Nance coming out of the game right here for Tarek, I don't love that substitution. I would have liked to see them keep rolling with it. So we got a switch here. We got Russell defending Griffin, Blake, and so Blake's going to try and exploit that. Lakers zone up a bit, get a dive cut from Redick, but he misses. Black gets the rebound, and ball's over to Russell. Robinson running the court hard. Got Ingram in the post. Nice seal on Crawford right there. Over the top with the left. Oh, I thought he got fouled, but Robinson gets the rebound, and he gets fouled. It goes up.
God.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Corey Brewer over there fired up for T-Rob. Yeah, see, Clarkson gives him a, attaboy shove in the back.
All right. Interesting stuff. We have a game. I mean, who knows for how long, but
Robinson made a comment the other day about how he wants to do anything possible to stay a Laker. And just little stuff like this, man, goes a long way to making that happen. And I wouldn't mind at all having him as a, 11th man. And the thing about Robinson, and I don't know how fixable this is, the reason why he doesn't play. So whenever he plays, it's kind of like this, right? Where he's high energy, he gets a lot of points and rebounds in a fairly short period of time, but he's so lost in terms of the organized action. So this game's kind of scattered as he takes his second free throw right now, brings us in within one. He's so out there and so out of pocket in the organized action that he's hard to play in that respect. So if that can get fixed, then you got yourself a rotational player. Redick takes a 3, nice down screen.
I think the tough thing with Robinson is that people can recognize that he's maybe the most athletic player on our team, and he's got crazy athleticism. As a athletic play, but a terrible turnover, and Redick's in transition. But, athleticism is not always going to get you over every hump, as Redick's going to travel.
That was a nice job by Nwaba right there. He actually stepped on the end line right there. He's playing good ball denial. So Clippers up to 6 turnovers now. Lakers only have 3 turnovers. It felt like more at the beginning there.
Yep. I think they're probably all in the first 2.5, 3 minutes.
Got Chris Paul coming out of the game.
Inbounds it to Clarkson now. 3:40 left in the first. He's going to give it to D'Lo in the corner.
Should get reversed to Nwaba right here. Okay.
Hand off to Russell. Nwaba in the corner. He's going to drive to the lane, but it gets deflected by Raymond Felton. He's going to come away with it, pushing the pace. Going to hide drag screen from DeAndre, going right. Switch. Back switched again. Nwaba. It's going to be on Crawford, who's a nice pass inside, but it's gonna Brandon Bass is gonna get fouled. Brandon Bass is not somebody you hear about very often these days.
Yeah, he had a nice season for the Lakers last year. I really liked him, but
he did.
He's He's kind of a dying breed in the NBA of a power forward, like legit power forward who's not a shooter.
He's a shooter from like 18 feet,
right? And that's
which
what
is
power
the
forwards
old,
used to be.
Exactly. Which he's a good old model power forward, but now
Yeah.
he's not big enough or physical enough to be a center, and it's just interesting. You could see these like relics, like almost like living dinosaurs of role players in this game.
Yeah.
He's gonna shoot his second free throw now. And that's going to go in. It's 24-18, 3:13 left. Robinson inbounds to D'Angelo.
So let's see what we got here. Russell's going to come up the right-hand side. This handoff over to Nwaba. And this is going to flow into a handoff for Russell. Or no, I'm sorry, in the opposite direction for Clarkson. They've got an option on that play to go in either direction. Pull-up jumper for Clarkson, and he drains it. 24-21 with 2:53 left in the first.
You can really tell with Clarkson's jump shot when he gets that little jump forward going.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually more successful instead of just when he jumps straight up. And a nice hustle.
Nice job by Robinson. And that's going to be Clippers ball. They pointed the wrong way on that. That was going to be a putback dunk if Robinson doesn't rotate as he should have. Going to have Ennis coming in the game for Russell.
God save us.
2:41. He's actually been all right the last couple of games. Redick with the ball over to DeAndre. Going to get it flow into a handoff for Felton. Then Redick back to Felton. Going to get a step-up screen from Bass right here. They hedge and recover. Nice job. JC's with Redick right here. 12 left on the shot clock. They switch it. They got Bass defended by Clarkson
Good
now.
D, guys.
Nice job so far out to Felton. They switch that with Clarkson. Just slide your feet and contest.
Great possession.
Yeah, great defensive possession. They scored on it, but you live with that. So
that's some of the defense you very rarely see from an entire 24 seconds from the Lakers.
For sure. Yeah. Got Ennis in the handoff with Nwaba. Little bit of dribble weave, then a step-up screen. JC takes another one, but misses that short. Bass gets the rebound outlets over to Crawford. Crawford defended by Nwaba. This would be a fun matchup. Get a screen here from DeAndre. They hedge that, and they should recover that.
Good recover by Nwaba.
Yeah, Nwaba walked under DeAndre. I'm actually surprised they didn't get a foul call on that.
Yeah.
Ball over to Ennis, who attacks the closeout. A little bit of a fumble over to Robinson, who shoots a floater, misses that, and doesn't get his own rebound. Felton gets it. 1:34 left in the first. Felton coming up the right-hand side, defended by Ennis. Step-up screen here from Redick. Watch out for the three for Redick. Nope. He attacks that, then gets the dive to Bass. Bass posts up on Black. Kicks out on the double. Nwaba shouldn't be doubling in the post there, but they back rim that. Ennis gets the rebound outlets over to JC up the left-hand side. He's going to look to attack Redick, puts him on his heels, dips his shoulder, takes a tough shot. That's bad shot selection right there. Clippers get the board. Ball over to Jamal Crawford, defended by Nwaba. Going to get a drag screen here from Bass, but he rejects that. Nwaba stays with him decently. Nice lob pass, though, over to DeAndre Jordan. Finishes that up. So got a football score here, 28-21. Got 52 seconds left in the first. Ennis attacks up the left-hand side. Nobody stops ball, so he keeps going. Kicks it out to Nwaba, who doesn't want that. So Robinson, he's getting it in when he can. But he missed
check
the
Robinson.
Right. Should get a little 2-for-1 here from Raymond Felton. Get a double drag screen, and he probes. The ball does get over to DeAndre, and they get a foul call with 29 seconds left. Send Jordan to the line for two.
So Lakers keeping it competitive on the defensive end. What have you seen out here, Pete, that's leading to some of their defensive success against a fairly good Clippers second unit? Offensively, at least.
It's a lot of Thomas Robinson, actually, has been really good defensively and just rotating. So I described kind of the pick your poison nature of playing the Clippers and what you're giving up. But so what ends up happening is even on like offensive rebounding opportunities, they're created in the nature by which the Clippers personnel, like everybody's a threat. And like Robinson a couple of times and Nwaba as well have rotated over to they're not tagging Jordan, but they're boxing him out on those opportunities. The younger Lakers are a step slow when it comes to those things. And Robinson did a really great job. Nwaba, even though he's a rookie, he as we get the second free throw right here. I feel like Robinson and Nwaba have been really great in switching and boxing out and rotating over. So got 24 seconds left. Jordan missed both free throws. You can give it over up top to Black. They keep running one down, but Nwaba doesn't post up on that, but attacks the closeout and gets fouled. Going to go to the line shooting 2. It's interesting to see how the playbook has changed. I haven't gotten too much into this in any of the live casts or even in a video, but they're running kind of a fraction of what they were running before, and yeah, it's just really, really sloppy stuff. So Nwaba shoots his first free throw and back rims that.
I think part of that comes with the way they've been shuffling these lineups. Whoa, wait, what?
Are we out?
It said we're out. Yeah, the way they've been shuffling these lineups.
We having technical difficulties?
Yeah, we're on Mixler still. I don't know why it says we're offline. Can you guys hear us? Hit us up in the chat if it's off. Felton's going to bring it up. We're good. We're not.
Step back 3 for Felton. Are we not up?
It said we were offline. I didn't touch anything, so I started it and stopped it. Well, it looks like we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, we were just Lakers are down 28-22 after giving up 17 points in the first 5 minutes. They held the Clippers to 11 points over the last about 7 minutes or so. Yeah, so do you see Randall playing significant minutes this game? Just how it started already.
Randall is a guy that Luke has not sent much of a message to this year, which I found curious. So if the past is a predictor of the future, now I think he'll play, he'll probably play high 20s in minutes, but I don't know, man. I totally get it. I totally get why Luke is, and I've kind of wondered with how Russell's been handled. I feel like the effort stuff that Luke has rightfully called Russell out on for. I feel like Randall's been even more egregious in his effort level on a consistent basis, and it's been mostly ignored. Or one thing that would frustrate me is Luke's kind of 5-man hockey subs when, one guy messes up a couple times, then all 5 guys coming out. I've always felt that's kind of weak. And a lot of times it would be Randall that was the one responsible for that. So I don't know, man. If that's what this is, it's a long time coming, and I think it's kind of too little too late if you're looking to reinforce I need you to play hard type of habits. With 6 games left in a tanking season, or 7 games or whatever, in a season that you're at a point of the season that you're tanking, I don't know how much of a message it would send, but it's very much possible that Luke has kind of had enough, because I've been seeing the same thing over and over again for game after game, and it never gets addressed. So
yep. Yeah, sorry guys, we went off our stream a little bit, but we are back as obviously. So we're in the commercial break. I'll let you know Spectrum's just coming back in right now with the ads. So I'll try to sync you guys as soon as possible before any live action. Yeah, man. One thing I was thinking about is I kind of told you this earlier, is Chris Paul the greatest Laker see April Fool's Clipper of all time? And I think it's pretty clearly yeah. As we're back. Ennis is crossing half court now. Sorry, 11:53 left in the second. Nwaba's going to do a spin move, a jumper off the backboard, way too strong. Rebound, and Crawford's going to push in transition, get a little drag screen. It's going to pop a little 20-footer, short.
Nice box out there by Black. Got Ennis running in semi-transition. Lakers trying to get organized right here. Not succeeding. We get a turnover into the backcourt as I think that was Black that dove on that, and Ennis didn't read it. 11:29 left in the second. Lakers down 6. It's kind of miraculous, all things considered. Felton with the ball. Their bench lineup, they like to run a lot of action where Spites pops up. And, we get a steal by Nwaba, who picks his pocket up top and get a dunk on the other end. Nice play. he's had a nice shift so far. So Lakers have run this kind of full court pressure pretty well, I must say.
And they're going to pressure. Brewers giving nice ball denial here. And Julius is back in the game. He's going to get the rebound, push in transition. Hit Nwaba. Back to Julius. Got to spot up and take that.
Yep. Took a harder shot than it needed to be.
Yep.
Misses that off wide left. Felton comes up with the ball, 10:48 left, up the left-hand side. Going to get a drag screen that he rejects, which, wow, great block by Tarek Black to save that.
Anderson transitions, pushing up, going down the middle. Nice drop off
for the dunk from Randall. Yeah.
That's what a proper fast break looks like. 26-28. Lakers down 2. 10:30 left in the second. Excellent. And Felton's going to get a screen, but he's going nowhere. Nice pressure from Ennis. He's going to screen from Bass. And, okay, it's going to rebound to Corey Brewer. Brewer's going to push a bonsai run in transition. I don't know some of these Clippers players, and I'm like, yo, who's this cat? I think the Clippers might be the team I've watched the least, like, in the NBA. Right. I've legit watched a Brooklyn game, and I just can't bring myself to watch the Clippers.
That's Allen Anderson.
Allen Anderson, that's right. The GOAT.
Brewer shoots his free throw right now. Makes that. Brings the Lakers within 1.
Michael said something interesting. Is CP3 possibly the greatest Hornet Pelican ever as well?
Gotta be, right? I mean, Anthony Davis hasn't been around long enough, I don't think, as Brewer ties the game, 28. Because on a nice little 28-11 run.
Part of me thinks that, like, Larry Johnson would murder someone if they said that.
Or Alonzo Mourning, maybe?
Yeah.
Nah, Chris Paul's better than both of them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying.
Like, I remember those guys, and they were good, but
yeah,
get a corner 3 ball from Blake right there. We need to talk about Blake Griffin as a free agent. Hey, some zipper series, something I recognize.
But Ennis doesn't make a decision, freezes, and makes Brewer.
You Brewer.
Oh man,
get him bailed out, man.
Yeah, and Brewer's going to go to the line for the second straight possession, 31-28 with 9:41 left in the second. Do we have to talk about Blake Griffin? Like,
no, we don't.
I guess we should a little. He's improved this year. As Brewer shoots his free throw now, makes it. He's, obviously with the game the way it is, he's been shooting threes this year to moderate success. I'm going to look up his numbers right now, but you know what, man? His dunk rate has gone down, like, significantly, which sounds weird, but the kind of player that he is, he's shooting so much more and attacking so much less.
Right.
I'm kind of not interested for what it's worth.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
They're going to get a double drag for Crawford. He's going to get wide open.
Yeah, Randall didn't get off of that screen.
Black
he misses that. Black hits the rebound. Got Brewer in transition. This will be interesting. Brewer goes all the way, forgets the ball, gets it back, shoots it, back rims it, and gets...
This is some YMCA ball right now.
Lakers take the lead.
Lakers take the lead, guys. 9:10 left in the second.
I had someone come at me hard on... I tweeted a couple nights ago, like, I think my favorite part of the tank has been watching Corey Brewer's bonsai runs to the basket that have no chance of working out. And I didn't realize that there was a Corey Brewer Twitter. And I offended a few people by saying that. And
how does it feel to be wrong? Okay, yeah, Blake's going to force a 3 in absolute garbage possession, and he's going to get a 3 out of it.
Clippers retake the lead right here. Get a step-up screen, then into a drag from Randall. Get a hesitation dribble.
And it's so bad. Crawford's
like, I'm
down.
Too old for this
exactly.
One-on-one crap. Nice little hesitation by him. Funny, a younger Jamal Crawford attacks that immediately in transition.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got great savvy to get that hesitation move. So Lakers down 2 going into the commercial. Blake, they gave him 3 on that, and he was like a foot over the line. So Lakers will be down by 1 when we come back.
So Blake is shooting 33.7% from 3 this year on 1.7 threes per game. So that's like basically Julius Randle territory, right?
Uh-huh.
Like with the maybe with the about the attempts, I'm guessing are fairly close. And the success rate even is fairly close. Other than that, like Blake Griffin is one of the best passing big men in the game. He's got great vision. He's got great anticipation, whether it's a bounce pass, an over-the-top pass, lob pass. He's got touch. That's kind of something that intrigues me about him. But to be honest, that's about it, is how he might be able to operate in that high post. But that's all I got, man.
Yeah, it's funny. Earlier in the year, I was on Eric Pincus's podcast, and I kind of had the mentality of, you say yes to whatever all-star caliber player wants to come here, and be like, take my money,
I don't think he's that all-star caliber.
No, well, that's the thing. I've watched Blake a little more over the last couple months, and I'd be hesitant as well. There's also the element of when Blake is just and I think we're already seeing this, because he's already, I think, 28 years old, right? He came out after his sophomore year at Oklahoma, and then missed his first year with an injury. When Blake becomes a good athlete as opposed to a holy crap great athlete, and he's already kind of in that process, which you pointed out,
right?
And that gets reflected in things like dunk rate, right? What does he have to fall back on that he's good at? So, he's a competent three-point shooter on a couple of attempts, but he doesn't have great footwork. He doesn't have, he doesn't have much in the way of skills to fall back on. So when he's a good athlete, how effective is he going to be vis-a-vis, his max salary the first year, it would be starting at $30.6 million.
Jesus Christ.
And then escalating by 4.5%.
Yep.
Every year from there on out. So a max with the Lakers is like a 4-year, 125-ish million contract.
No,
$130 million right there. Yeah, I think you can make a solid argument that that's a bad idea.
Crawford's going to go to the line, shoot his first free throw now. He, to be fair, he just turned 28 about 2 weeks ago. On March 16th. Okay. He's a young 28. Welcome to 28, my friend. But, other than that, generally, I tend to lean toward guys who don't punch fellow team members in the face. I know it's an equipment manager, but that's part of your team, man.
Yeah.
That's one of your guys.
Yeah. No, Blake being intensely dislikable, it matters to some extent, too. We get a zipper cut here from Randall, and then into
Nwaba
the post. Nwaba up against...
Shoot!
Knock that down. Back rim's that. Julius back rim that. Crawford tracks it down with 8:10 left in the second quarter. Post entry to Blake. Blake matched up against Randall right here. Get a foul here on Randall as he faces up. A lot of post players, they will face up and use jab steps to create space. That's good triple threat technique, and that's what Randall reached in against that right there.
Yeah, and it's weirdly the more you kind of talk about it, the more you can kind of talk yourself into Blake Griffin is a less athletic or a more athletic version of Julius Randle. Kind of the things that they do. He's not, like I said, way more athletic. And Julius is athletic. He just can't really jump.
That was a great contest by Randall right there.
Yeah.
I got to point out when he does
good.
Well.
Brewer with the Euro.
Yep.
Euro.
He's got no conscience on those. And so Lakers down 3. Griffin going behind his back, matched up with Brewer, who bodies him up and sends Blake flying.
At basketball's adding me saying Kobe punched teammates in the face. I think they weren't teammates at that moment.
No, he's right. He punched Samaki Walker in the face.
Oh God.
In a practice.
He probably deserved it.
That's a fair retort. Points for that guy. Nice job.
Fair enough.
Got Jamal Crawford with the ball up against Nwaba. Ingram's back in the game. Good to see. Felton coming around the screen, pulls up, misses short. Randall collects the rebound, going to push in transition. Got the starting lineup with the exception of JC back in. Russell with the ball. Takes a little fading. Short. He misses those short. Whenever you see him leaning back like that, he's almost always going to miss short. God, I wish somebody needs to point that out to him if they haven't already. As a Clippers scorer in transition. Got Randall pushing up the left side, 7:10 left. Matched up with Mo Spites, trying to get the ball over to Ingram.
He's got a free 18-foot jump shot at any moment. Yeah. But Ingram's going to post up on a smaller Crawford and get an easy shot over the top.
Drills that. That's one of the moves that that face up from high post triple threat that we'll see in the halftime video.
Yeah, it's like he's got such length on dudes. If they can get a switch on him,
Yep.
he can shoot over guys his whole career.
Yep.
And they're going to get a screen, but Chris Paul rejects it from Blake, and he's going to take a long three, and that's no good. Rebound to Julius. He's going to push up the right side. Give it to D'Angelo up the left. Back to Julius in the middle. Nance in the corner, but no one wants to shoot a jump shot, so they're going to clog the lane.
They're going to look to still exploit that nice high-low right there with Ingram. That's what I was looking for. Good
no one wants to shoot a jump shot, but Nwaba drives and gets a nice
I was happy with that possession. They moved the ball really well, and they're looking to attack as we get a timeout for the Clippers. There was some gravity from Ingram right there in that he scored over Crawford on the previous possession in the high post, and they were denying him over the top, so Russell made the pass to Randall up top, and then he made that high-low read, for Ingram, then kicked out to Nance. Then basically, I don't have to describe the whole play, but they created an advantage on one side of the court, and they maintained the advantage throughout the entire possession with the reads that they made, and it eventually led to Nwaba attacking that closeout and getting decent look in the paint, which he knocked down. So
I agree with all that. I think Nwaba had a jump shot there that was probably a better shot. I think the closeout was good.
I don't think it's a better shot for Nwaba.
Well, of course, right, but I think it's a better shot in general for an average three-pointer.
Sure,
3-point shooter. He had a step, but he had some space. It was well closed out, but as soon as you drive into the lane to the teeth of the defense, you have to be an above-average finisher. From like 10 feet in, just to negate that extra point.
That's the type of shot right there that if Nwaba can knock that down, even in that like 33, 34% range, he's going to play for a dozen years in the NBA.
Yep.
Like, that's all he doesn't need to like come off of screens like Klay Thompson and,
right.
But just that, like, can I kick it out to you with your feet set and you're wide open? Can you make that 33, 34% of the time?
Yeah. I say it all the time. Just the presence of that shot in your game at all will change how the defense reacts to you. And you don't even have to make one in a game, but guys will close out harder to you. And then, the results will benefit the entire team based on collapsing the defense. So, Lakers are down 37-36. This is a strangely competitive game. As the Clippers are going to get, their second shift from most of their starters, we'll see if will maintain. The energy's good. The defense is good. Only 37 points with 6 minutes left. That's like we gave up 37 the other night in the first quarter, man.
Yeah, they've. I know, no, exactly. No, it's been, especially after that first stretch of time. It's also good to see. They're doing this when Russell's still scoreless, and usually when the Lakers are competitive, it is kind of like that Washington game, right?
Yeah,
where Russell really has it going. And
I think there's usually one dude blowing up, like Randall against Charlotte a few weeks ago. And when we're competitive, it's usually one guy who's just really playing well.
Sure.
Griffin's going to post up on Randall. He's faced up on him. Good D. Good D. Stay
good
low.
Bull crap. That's a bull crap call.
That's a bad call.
That's bull crap. That's good defense by Randall.
Griffin.
Man, shut up. He's like closing one eye. So weak.
Did you see there's a great GIF going around of JJ Barea. He hits him in the face. He hit him in the face.
How many seconds before he reacted to it? Okay, yeah, he popped right. Okay, all right.
He's a little
dramatic, but yes, that's a foul.
No,
all right.
Shoots his first free throw now, misses it. Ball don't lie.
Yeah.
No, there's an amazing GIF of JJ Barea fighting over a screen, and they had gotten into it a little bit in the game. Did you see that?
I saw that.
And then Blake Griffin just gets dislodged by JJ Barea.
Did you hear Cuban's comments in response to that? Mark Cuban was like, we send thoughts and prayers to Blake Griffin's family. We hope that he's going to be able to recover from this.
That's the best, man.
Yeah.
I hope his Wikipedia page was updated to include his
right.
date of death.
6 minutes left. Nice little pass down to Nance, but he misses that. There's a good sweep over the baseline by Nance there, but he misses the floater. Got Ingram wrestling with Blake. And
looks
fouls
like be on the ground.
Yeah,
no shot.
But they're in the bonus, so they're going to go to the line. Yeah, it was a good rim run and seal by Blake right there. 5:50 left in the second. Lakers down by 2.
Right. Yeah, be sure to ask some questions in the chat, guys. We'll try to get to them as much as we can. Kind of guide our conversation during the commercial breaks. Blake Griffin's going to shoot his first free throw right now. And he's talk about a guy who's got kind of like a 3-hitch giddy up in his shot. He's kind of got that, that settle, bring up, settle, and then the wrist flick, if you watch it right here.
Yeah, and he's become a competent. I mean, he's like a 75% free throw shooter, so that'll get the job done, right? But
it took him a while.
But yeah, it took him a while for sure to get to that point. So that's what I'm hoping Ingram can get to, is just to that 75% type range. I'd be very happy. We got Russell with the ball. Got a nice little pocket pass, high-low into Nance. Come on, Larry, go up stronger than that. He misses the layup. Griffin gets the rebound. They got to stop ball. Julius, way too late. See,
no one stops the ball.
All right, so Randall's going to attack Griffin going the other way, and they don't stop ball, but he misses with the right-hand layup and gets it back, gets fouled. Oh, I thought he was going to get the end one there, but he's going to go to the line shooting 2.
42-36, 5:22 left with Julius going to the line for 2.
Randall's effort in this shift has been much better, as much as he frustrated me on that last one with where we see the replay here with Blake getting that layup. Like,
yeah,
I see him do that a lot, where he'll like stay attached to his man when the first responsibility is always to stop ball. Right?
Julius
he's
is
frustrated
pissed
with himself.
Yeah. Careful you don't get a technical there, buddy. But so he misses the first free throw. People are throwing up some questions if Doc Rivers should be fired. I don't really want to ask that question. I want to ask, is Doc Rivers a good coach? I think your hesitation says it all. We'll table that until the next commercial break at least. Let that marinate. Gonna get a drag from Blake. CP3 has Nance on him, who's doing a pretty good job.
Now he's reaching.
Yeah.
Got to recover to that. Got the ball back into the corner. Nance matched up against CP3. Just slide your feet, kid. Nice. Good contest.
And CP3
very
short.
Nice job. Randall gets the rebound. Going to push in transition. Yeah. Knock that down. Russell misses again on an open shot, man. He's been bad on his open shots last 2.5 games or so. So Clippers with the ball back over to CP3. Got matched up with Ingram. Just don't reach. You're not going to pick Chris Paul. He gets the rip through, and that's going to send him to the free throw line. Shooting 2, not 3, because it's on the rip through. This is what I mean about not reaching in. There's no point to reach in on a guy like Chris Paul.
Yeah, you're not going to stop him from bringing the ball from the right or to the left side. There's no positional advantage there. But anyway, getting back to Doc Rivers, what do you think? Is Doc a good coach?
I think he's a below average coach. I think they've got some nice stuff that they run. I think he's a slightly better X's and O's coach, and he kind of has the players coach, leader of men type of reputation. I think he's probably overrated from that standpoint. And I think they run some nice action that I think is a little underrated. But all in all, I would say no. Like, they haven't gotten far enough with the group that they have. They've been together for years now, and this is a really, they've always been about 4 deep. They haven't been the deepest team, but they should have gotten further than they have.
Nwaba's going to take a wing 3, but that's long. Nice rebound by Nance. We're going to reset here. Probably get a little step-up screen from Nance, which we do. D'Angelo goes to the left. Oh, he should have shot that, but he's going to get it deflected. Chris Paul's going to leak it out to DeAndre. He's going to get fouled in transition.
I think JC tried to hold him up on that and wasn't able to. Oh. Russell is I think facing a bout of confidence with his jumper right now.
Yeah, he came off that too hesitant to shoot that, and the pass wasn't there yet, and so he forced it.
Right.
Getting back to Doc Rivers, I think that's one of the things that you nailed on the head for me, is that I think he does a great job at executing out of timeout plays and like sideline out of bounds plays, baseline out of bounds stuff. Like, he comes up with some creative stuff, like the stuff for Ray Allen in Boston. DeAndre makes his first. Like, he can get dudes open, like when he has good runners. JJ Redick, they have some nice actions. But he's the GM too. Like, they've been 4 deep, and that's been on him.
Sure,
right?
Yeah,
Like now Lawrence Frank is in the front office as kind of, his day-to-day guy so that Doc can coach and Lawrence can kind of run the front office. But
yeah, I don't love those dual role type guys.
No.
Because as DeAndre shoots his second free throw now.
Yeah, it's accountability, right?
Well, I would say even more so that it's a matter of short term versus long term. Like a coach's job is to coach the team, that you have. Like be in the moment, get the most that you can out of a group. A GM is looking for the long term success of a team. So the Lakers falling down by 9 now. Blake with the ball in the high post.
Nice.
Throws the ball right to Nwaba. Nice bounce pass in transition. Then one more to Randall and one. Nice job. Nice job running their lanes on that one. Nwaba, Russell gave Nwaba a nice angle to get the pass to him, and then Randall did the same thing for Russell on the pass right there. So look, nice window right there. Look at Randall into the window right there. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, Nwaba did well to kind of flare out after he passed it because they were all kind of spaced up, bunched together. Yep. So
Randall completes a 3-point play. Got Blake with the ball crossing half court right now. 3:45 left in the second up the left-hand side.
He's going to post
up a CP3 on Russell. That's interesting. Russell not reaching, which is good. Keep your hands in. That's all right. It's a good shot, good contest. I'm fine with the defense on that. Not much you can do about that. 48-40. Clippers up. Got a curl right here from JC, and Russell hits him. I would have liked to see him attack that all the way. Give it up. Nice handoff to Randall. Nice job. Very poor rotational defense right there, and Randall back cut the overplay right there. They sent 2 down to Clarkson, and Randall changed direction right there. Got Blake running point. Probably going to post up. Yeah, we're going to post up on CP3 again. Russell fronts that this time and then pokes the ball away from Blake.
And we're going to get a TV timeout with 2:56 left in the second. Lakers down 6, 48-42. So what does D'Lo need to get out of this slump? I think he should be attacking the basket more, right? I know you talk about that. When his shot's not falling, he shoots more instead of attacking the basket, trying to get to the line, see one easy one go in. So,
it's funny. So Russell has played pretty much exclusively point guard in this game and in the last couple of games. I would like to see them. So, for one, I think you're absolutely right. Where the Lakers need to, or where Russell needs to attack the basket, get better looks closer to the basket. It's harder to do that from the point guard position. I would like to see them post him up a little bit more than they do. I mean, I don't think they go to that nearly enough, and they haven't run any action for him off of the ball in this game. I think they did on one play early on, and he missed an open 3. But yeah, he's been way too passive in terms of just settling for jumpers, but they also need to get it. I'd like to see them move him off of the ball and run some action for him in that respect.
Yeah, absolutely. I think D'Angelo has a unique post ability that a lot of young guards don't have these days. He's really good at reading through that high post off back cuts and hammer screens, stuff like that. I think they could get more creative with some of the sets they run next year. Hopefully there's some more shooting on the team to have the flexibility to do so. But I think he's just gotten used to jacking up some of these open kickback shots from Julius instead of maneuvering around, trying to get to the basket, force it. I was shocked the other day when he threw down that dunk over Karl Anthony Towns, like right beside him.
Right.
I was like, dude's got it in him, man. Like that's something that he can do.
Well, it's something like, in the Washington game, it wasn't a matter of him just getting hot from 3-point range, right? Like he was breaking dudes off and getting into the paint. And now part of that is a function of the defensive coverage, but I feel like when his jumper isn't falling, he really emphasizes on I'm going to take more and more jumpers to, I don't know if it's like to get out of my shooting slump or this ball is inbounded, got a deflection there from Russell. And then Redick misses the 3 off of the curl. Lakers down 6, 2:48 left. JC with the ball. Going to set a down screen on the delay action. Nice curl there by Russell, but Nance misses it. Going to pop out on the elevator screen. Ball gets passed over to Russell. Good defense by Chris Paul on that play.
Yeah, they were late closing those
fixed
doors.
the screening angle right there. Nice pass to the baseline, and Nance drains the jumper. Good to see him knock one of those down. Lakers just down by 4 with 2:28 left.
All right, so we're going to hit Redick off the curl again. Nice ball movement. Gets Crawford open in the corner for a 3.
Lakers too often have 2 guys going to one offensive player. I don't know if it picked up on the mic, but I'm over here going, no. Going to get a zipper cut here from Russell into a ball screen with Nance. Wow, gets that through into the pocket to Nance. Corner 3 from Randall. He drills it. Love it. Lakers down by, I guess it's a long 2 right there. Lakers down by 5. 1:48 left. Got it running floppy right here as Lakers do a nice job sticking with their guys. Nwaba did a nice job there. Getting into a post action. Handoff with Jamal Crawford. And then back over to Griffin. Takes the pull-up jumper right there and drills it. He was down 7, 53-46, 1:30 left. Got Russell running point right here. Going to get a Iverson cut here from into JC. Randall looking very much alive. Hands the ball off to JC. Goes back out to Russell. Wide open. Drill one, man. There it is. Nope. Oh. Rims that in and out. He's just awful on. Yeah, and Russell's pissed off at himself, as well he should be. These are wide open shots as the Clippers get the ball back in, trying to attack early. CP3 going to get a step-up screen here from Jordan. Beautiful behind the back pass, but that's at the feet of Jordan. Ball's kind of bouncing around. They found Nwaba in transition. So, like, with Russell's shooting slump right here, even though I'd like to see him attacking the basket more, I think he's only taken 1, maybe 2 shots that have been like, nah, you shouldn't have taken that shot.
Sure.
You know, like, that's a wide open shot that he took right there, and JC did a nice job of making that read and getting it to him. I haven't, nothing is standing out on his standstill catch and shoot threes technique-wise in terms of, so the thing about watching guys' technique is it's easier to see when the feet are messed up than the shooting stroke, at least in live action, right? It's kind of, it's more obvious as Nwaba takes his second free throw now, splits the free throws, Lakers down 6. So I would imagine that, so basically what I'm saying is if I don't see something wrong with the feet, it's probably something up with the shooting stroke or or in the hand even in terms of how he's handling the ball. Blake gets Randall in the air, kicks the ball back out to CP3, who's alone. Nwaba's probably got to close out to that, but DeAndre Jordan battles Nance and Clippers retain possession. So I would imagine there's something going on in Russell's hands in terms of so you want the ball to come off of your middle finger last in most cases, and your 3 shooting fingers are the middle finger and then the ring and the pointer, with the ring and the pointer being kind of support. As we get Chris Paul coming off of the screen, hands the ball over to Redick, lob to DeAndre, skips it. Decent rotation defense by the Lakers, but Paul hits the pull up. Lakers down 7. So. And then the offhand, obviously, you want to be the guide hand right there. So I would imagine that there's something going on in that area of Russell's shot right now over the last couple of games. But he's very frustrated with himself, as you can see. Lakers down 7.
I think 8. 7, and Lakers going to take a timeout because there's not enough time for a 2-for-1. So they're going to drop a play, hopefully, to get a good look here. This is a closer, a little bit more competitive game than at least the start of the game would have led us to believe. We'll see. I didn't really hear it because, we obviously watched this with the audio down because we're calling the games. They did one of those shots of Ingram on the bench with how many minutes he's played, and I'm guessing there was some kind of health update there because we haven't really seen him too much in the second quarter.
I think he's in foul trouble.
Okay.
I think he's in foul trouble today, yeah. Or maybe not. Let's see.
But, we'll see. There's showing some replays of him right now. That nice right-handed layup on Mute. And
yeah, he's got 3 fouls. That's why he's out of the game.
Yeah, guys, we're going to be playing Pete's Ingram video that he just released. If you haven't caught it, that's about 9 minutes long. Then we're gonna come back for the end of the second half or end of the halftime, answer some questions. Let's see what they do here at this last shot.
Cut here from Clarkson into the ball screen. This is a pretty common sideline play. I don't know. Yeah, and as DeAndre sends that flat. I don't know why they needed to call a timeout to run that. Like, Lakers run that play out of sideline. That's their most common sideline out of bounds play.
Something tells me that you shouldn't show the ball that early around a guy like DeAndre Jordan.
That's the easiest block he'll get all year.
It's trying to Steve Nash it up here.
Same thing here. Going to get a zipper cut from Russell. Hit JC on the curl. Nice. That's the pass to make. Nice cut, too. And Nance hits it. That's really good.
That was
Lakers
good
have
defense.
Had a few good ball and player movement possessions in this game that have raised my eyebrows a bit.
That was a good defense possession, too.
Yeah. Reddick comes off of the screen and front rims that.
Good.
Nwaba can't track it down. And we go to halftime. Lakers down 5, 55-50.
Respectable 55 points given up. Yeah, so we have a competitive game, guys. Be sure to enjoy the video, like our page.
And before we kick it to the video, if you guys have any questions about the video or any questions, let's talk Ingram when we get back from the video.
Cool.
And if there's any element of the video that you want explained more in depth, hit me up with some questions on that, and I'll be happy to answer that when we come back.
All right, guys. Enjoy. We will be back shortly.
What's up, Laker fans? Brandon Ingram has hit double figures in each of his last 10 games and has made some great strides as a scorer. Let's take a closer look at how he's doing it. His jumper in isolation situations has been money, with no move being more reliable than his hesitation. He puts Jamal Murray back on his heels here because he has to respect Ingram's driving capability. That creates space and it's an open look. I wanted to use this one to demonstrate an improvement in his shooting stroke. Just watch his arms on this one, don't follow the ball. We're going to slow it down by 10 times. His shooting stroke is finishing upward rather than forward the way it was for most of the year. Not only does this improve the arc of the shot, but it's a lot more difficult to bother with a contest. He's also been using this step-back move to create space. Ideally, he'd plant his front foot and power back off of it, but he's not there yet. He tends to do a little hop instead. As he improves at this, he'll end up creating more separation. He's been good at his dribble pickups as well. Here he's going from a left-handed dribble into his shooting form, so he has to bring his shooting hand to the ball. He's done this dribble pickup efficiently off of crossovers as well. The Lakers have been going to Ingram in the post primarily when he has a size mismatch, and he's been taking full advantage. This is an area where his improved shooting stroke really shines through. Been physically overwhelming these smaller guys as well. If he's having some success with this at 185 pounds, he's going to be a real handful when he gets bigger. He's shown a nice drop step move as well, which he used a lot in college. His main face-up move out of triple threat position has been this shoulder fake with the rip through while driving right. This is probably my favorite move of his. The notable part about Ingram's improvement in transition isn't the percentage, but the fact that he's getting more opportunities. He's getting out ahead of everyone on the break far more often than he was earlier in the year. He's also done some nice coast-to-coast work where he'll keep attacking the basket until someone stops the ball. He's been especially good at bumping defenders off of him without extending his off arm too far. This is another area where added weight will be advantageous, and it's the place where I think he compares best to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Although he tried to do it here against LeBron and just bounced off of him. Ingram's carried over that ability to create separation with the bump into his half-court drives as well. He's also been good at recognizing and attacking blown defensive coverages. Here, Okafor doesn't get into contain on ice, and Ingram exploits it. I love this move here as Ariza goes to weak the screen and then Ingram rejects it and then cuts in front of Ariza to cut off his angle. But he's also making mistakes on these drives, most notably not extending and finishing with his left hand. Oftentimes he's bringing the ball back into the defender who's riding his hip. There are also times where he doesn't fully utilize his length. When he gets to this point, I'd like to see him explode off of one foot and extend. He's been okay against ball pressure, and that's how he got arguably his highlight of the year. There have also been times where he picks up his dribble a little too early and has to throw up a wild shot because he can't quite get there. There are a couple of issues that I noticed with him on his spot-ups. Let's take a look first at the ones where his feet are set. The ball is already out of his hands, but his elbow is still bent, meaning that he's releasing this early. That means he doesn't get the full benefit of the follow-through. He's pushing this shot rather than shooting it. These are small differences that are difficult to distinguish on TV, but here are a couple of examples of him releasing later in his stroke. But his shooting stroke changes when he has to step into his shot. He has to open up toward the ball to catch the pass, and now his right foot is behind his left foot. He has to step forward with his right foot in order to get into proper shooting position. But look at his shooting stroke now. He's finishing forward rather than up high, and he misses these long as a result. There's a shooting coach named Dave Hopla who always says, get your elbow past your eyebrow. This ensures that you have proper arc on your jumper, and you can see that Ingram doesn't do that when he has to step in. He also has a bad habit of backpedaling into his corner catch and shoot attempts. It's difficult to get your feet right when you do this. Here he runs forward into the corner spot and catches on the hop as he front turns. This is how it's supposed to be done. In terms of attacking closeouts, he's been fantastic at it all year, ranking in the 87th percentile in this respect according to Synergy. The problem is the frequency. Jamal Crawford closes out to the free throw line here, and Ingram still doesn't take the shot. He won't be able to attack many closeouts when guys close out this short. He's had a much tougher time on his pull-up jumpers off the pick and rolls, where he falls back into old habits. Here you can see him finishing forward rather than high, and it's a much easier contest. He also has a bit of difficulty squaring up for his jumper after moving left or right. When you're twisting in midair like this, it's best to keep your shooting foot out for balance, but he's late in doing that. His made jumpers off of pick and rolls have tended to be from up top, where he doesn't have to square up after going right to left or left to right. This is another issue of frequency rather than effectiveness. He's got a great feel for when to slip a screen and when to set it, but the Lakers don't take advantage of that nearly enough. But all in all, Ingram has made tremendous strides as a scorer over the last 10 games. And what's most encouraging is that most of those areas involve him creating his own shot. His biggest area for growth is his ability to knock down spot-up threes. If he can collect his feet while still finishing high, his three-point percentage is going to go up quite a bit. Alright guys, that's all the time I got for this one. I'll catch you next time.
We are back. Let me mess with this audio here a little bit. So, not many questions. People are like having their own conversation over here about Brandon Ingram. Or not actually about Brandon Ingram at all. It's mostly about like the Rockets and like who's gonna win the title, all this stuff. But
Okay, let's talk about who do you got, Tom? Who do you think wins it all?
That's tough. I'm still leaning Golden State. Sorry, I'm still messing with the audio here. I'm still leaning Golden State. But dude, I think if you play this postseason from this point forward out 100 times, I think there's like 15 times that the Rockets win the title. Like, I'm way higher on the Rockets than any other team besides Golden State.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually lower on them than their seed would indicate. Like,
sure.
I think they have less of a chance than they're going to be the 3 seed, right?
Yeah.
I'll be extremely surprised if they can get by San Antonio. The thing, this isn't like a, Mike D'Antoni sucks or anything. I actually think very, very highly of D'Antoni as a coach. But I think one thing that's difficult when you get into the playoffs, I think it's difficult, and we've seen this with Chris Paul teams, in that when you have one primary point of attack, so with James Harden or Russell Westbrook or guys like that, when they are one game in an 82-game season, right, where like you play them on Tuesday, but you got some other team on Thursday, and you had some other team on Sunday before them, it's really hard to prepare for that. It's a different animal when they're the only team that you have to worry about and the only team that you have to game plan for. I think the short version of what I'm trying to say is teams that are overly reliant on one point of attack tend to struggle in the playoffs. And I think that's why Chris Paul teams have had a hard time, and I think that both OKC and Houston are going to look worse in the playoffs than they do in the regular season as a function of that.
I think that's fair. I think for me, what it comes down to is the way Harden's taking on playmaking abilities and how much more willing a passer he is actually opens up their offense. Honestly, like, I know how crazy good Golden State's shooting is, but from like guys 1 through 8, I can't think of a better shooting team in recent memory than this Rockets team, man.
Right, because even Golden State has a couple, like, you're not going to get anything from
Patrick
Pachulia
McCaw,
or right,
he's
or
okay.
Like Livingston isn't going to stretch it, or Iguodala isn't a great shooter.
But,
no, I think you can make a fair argument for that.
And
yeah,
and they're playing the right way as far as like I think they could win a couple games that they shouldn't, based on just making 30 freaking threes,
Sure.
Now, I do think that San Antonio is a little bit, lying in the weeds here. A lot of it's going to depend on the Durant injury, kind of how the pieces fall. But let's pretend that it's going to be a Warriors, Jazz, Rockets, Spurs, semifinal.
So the top 4 all against.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think is crazy. I think that's, the Jazz you could argue, but it looks like they'll probably get the Clippers, and I think they match up really well with them. Now, it's a shame that we can't see the Warriors, Rockets, and Warriors, Spurs. We can't see both.
Uh-huh.
The only way that would work is if San Antonio got the 1 seed, and the Warriors would have to play 2-3 against the Rockets. But the way that, James Harden's going to break the record for most points responsible for in a season. You know that, right?
Yeah.
It's like 57 points responsible for per game.
Per game.
Which is
it's nuts.
I mean, you can bake in the they run faster, they run more possessions than they've had in a long time, right? The whole league's up in scoring.
I mean, there's no way, and I feel the same way about the Westbrook triple-double thing. Like, there's no but that you can add to it that
Hell
doesn't make it
no.
impressive.
Hell no.
You know, like
People
it's
be
impressive
like,
no matter.
they box out on free throws and give him an extra 3 rebounds. Oh, so he averages 31, 10, and 7. Like, come on.
Well, and secondly, like if you ask me from a coaching perspective, would I rather have my big or have my guard get a rebound? I'd rather have the guy that can grab it and push. That makes you more effective in transition or semi-transition circumstances. It's one step that you cut out of like Steven Adams gets a rebound and then he has to pass the ball to Russell Westbrook or Oladipo or something, right?
It's an extra step you don't need. And, there's nothing you can take away from Russell. You just got a 57-point triple-double. Like 57, 13, and 11. That's so ridiculous, man. That's like 75 points responsible for.
Yeah,
Like,
and so, like, there's no, like I said, there's no but that makes that not amazing. So
that being said, I do think we might be on the way to a Cavs-Warriors trilogy, which I would be okay with for the sense of history and the trilogy and kind of the argument narratives kind of being put to bed on both sides.
Do you think the Cavs are in trouble?
Yes.
Do you think this is legit? Like,
yes.
The problems that they're having?
Yes. They are awful defensively. I jumped into a basketball breakdown and Dave Dufour's Periscope after the Cavs Spurs, shellacking, and I dropped this that since the new year, since January 1st, that's like basically half the season.
Yeah,
right?
that's a long time. That's not a small sample.
They are 27th in defensive rating in the NBA, and the only teams worse than them are the Lakers, Phoenix, and the Nuggets, aka the 3 worst defensive teams in the league.
It's hard to become. It's more so than the offensive end. It's hard to be like, okay, we're good on defense now. Like that's a harder switch to,
especially not with that personnel group.
Sure.
And I talked to you earlier off broadcast about LeBron's not a good defender anymore.
No.
He makes good chase down blocks, like the highlight sexy plays, but on a play-to-play basis, he's not good.
This is also, though, a long exhibition season for LeBron. That's what the regular season is for him, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's a good defender when he needs to be. The thing about Cleveland, though, is like, I totally agree with everything you said, but I always come back to like, well, who beats them? Like, I don't think they'd get out of the Western Conference. But
sure.
Is Boston good enough to knock them out in a 7-game series? Or
I think there's
Washington, Toronto.
Like I mentioned, we're about to come back, right? We're in.
We're live now.
Like if you played this playoffs out 100 times, I think Cleveland could lose more than any year before. More
I agree
times.
with that.
So
nice counter here from Clarkson, but nothing doing. Ingram with the ball up top against Blake, pulls up, kind of mishandled on the catch there, but still drills it.
That's a good sign that he gathered himself and still was able to get that clean shot off.
Yep, 4 for 7 on the date for Ingram.
Little handoff action from Griffin and Paul. He's gonna stop on a dime, kick it out to Mbamute, who hesitates, takes the 3.
Wow,
drains it right in Ingram's face.
That was a bad shot by Mbamute, and he made that. So Clarkson coming up the left side, a little drag screen, nice change of the screening angle by Randall, kicks it out to Russell. Russell comes off of the screen. There was a no-look pass to Nance, who takes the baseline 15-footer. Like, Russell looked everybody off on that. That was kind of sweet. All right, got a CP3 with the ball. They've got a ball reverse. They're trying to post up Blake, and they do right here. Defended by Nance. Nice high-low action. I don't know if Ingram blocked that, but it was bad miss by Mbamute. Gives the ball over to Nance in transition. Ingram's taken less threes lately, too, which is something I've noticed. Get an illegal screen right there. Ball going the other way. 10:49 left in the third quarter. Got Randall on that illegal screen. He's got a jump stop into his screen sets. He kind of 1-2 steps into those, and those can be those can get called more often.
Does our entire team need to learn how to jump stop? Because I think we might.
Except
for Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson's good at it.
Yeah, he's very good at jump stopping. No, everyone. Russell could use it more. Ingram. Yeah, pretty much all of the young guys except for JC.
Chris Paul snakes the pick and roll and gets a free throw line jumper out of it, and that's the kind of stuff where that makes him so elite in the pick and rolls. He always makes the right read. He's surgical.
There's nothing you can do about it. Like in a pick and roll, somebody's going to be open. You just have to have the skill set to be able to take advantage of it. So JC with the ball hands the ball off over to Nance, and the handoff back over to JC. Little step through finger roll, misses that. You should have given that up, and little give and go right there. So Clippers in transition. Paul matched up with Nance.
Watch him attack his front foot.
Nance has a tendency to reach, so this is a bad matchup for Nance. But 10 seconds left on the clock. Nothing doing yet. Keep your hands to yourself. Got DeAndre Jordan on the switch. Fouled on the ground there. So Ingram, I'd like to see Ingram right there not pick up his fourth foul. And if DeAndre Jordan has to score right there, then so be it. But hopefully they keep Ingram in the game. He's looking over to the bench, but haven't signaled for him. All right. Yeah, those are ones you give up a concession bucket right there, in my humble opinion. So got Blake in the post right here. Kicks the ball back out to CP3. Step-up screen from DeAndre. That doesn't get hedged, so CP3 knocks that down. I'd like to see a harder hedge by Randall right there. Like, it's not something that Chris Paul, you have to do that.
Ooh,
Nice
Lakers
little drop
pushing
step.
tempo.
Kind of a wild shot right there by Ingram. Get Lakers down 8. Clippers with the ball with 9:28 left in the high post with Blake, defended by Nance. Get Paul coming off of a curl. Lakers switch that. Now he's matched up with Ingram. Fights over the top of the screen. Lucky to not get the foul right there. Little pick and pop with Blake. Good closeout by Nance right there. Takes the long two anyway and drills it. Wow. Nice shot. Lakers now down 10. 9:10 left in the third quarter. Slow start similar to the beginning of the game.
Blake Griffin's on fire.
Yeah, up to 18. I mean, yeah, a couple of these have been like, you can't be mad at it, type shots. But some horns action, some flex right here. Randall takes the 3 and drills it. Man, where was this all season? Like, why wasn't he? I'm convinced this was a coaching thing. That's a game changer for him offensively. As frustrated as I get with him on the defensive end, if Randall can make that shot, and I'm totally convinced he's capable of it. Come on, Ingram, don't pick up this foul.
Ingram.
And he does.
Yep.
That was just dumb. That was just dumb by the young fella right there. He actually fouled him a couple seconds before, trying to fight Redick coming off of that screen.
Five fouls.
Yeah, he's gonna have to come out. I'm guessing Nwaba is gonna come in right here.
Nope.
No, keeping him in. Only live once, I guess. Yeah, come on. See, this is little stuff by Luke that frustrates me. Like, why was Nwaba not already up? And he calls for him there, but if you're getting a guy out of the game for foul trouble, like that, I don't know. That should be instinctive.
Yeah.
Ingram's got the ball. They switch it, so they got Nance on Mbamute in the post. Step through. That's good hesitation dribble, but kicks it out, and that's a turnover.
Oh,
but Russell gets a deflection, but ball gets over to CP3, who mishandles it. Kind of a sloppy play. Little 2-on-4 right here. Everybody else rejoins. Got Nance still matched up with CP3. Fights over the top. Randall's got a hedge on this, and Nance picks up another foul right here.
Lakers about to be in the bonus here. So 64-57 with 7:57 left. Looks like Chris Paul and Larry Nance are jawing. Just touch his head. He loves that. Tell him no hard feelings.
Got Nwaba in the game for Ingram now. Russell putting ball pressure on Chris Paul. Running a down screen here for nice play for Redick. And then
why does Randall help right
foul
there like that? He just tries to cut off the lane to Redick and then just leaves DeAndre just wide open.
What he's trying to help on the shot right there, right?
No, I get that, but
yeah, I actually thought JC did a nice job of trailing.
Right.
So what the defender right there in JC's position is in what's called trail technique, which really you're fighting over any screen, and your job is to stay right behind him, right? And so Nance's job is Randall's job defensively is to not let him like curl into the paint for the layup, which he wasn't going to do as DeAndre misses the free throw. But probably doesn't need to pop out that high right there.
Right.
That being said, with Randall, I'm at a point defensively with Randall. I would rather there's a whole coaching saying like you can accept errors of commission but not omission, meaning like if you're trying too hard and make a mistake, that's okay. But if you don't give the effort in the first place, DeAndre takes a second free throw and makes that.
We call those errors of Robinson or errors of Randall. D'Angelo's gonna bring it up the right side.
So
we'll
Randall,
let you
like,
decide.
yeah. So like Randall not, like hedging too hard. I'm okay with that. Get a down screen by Russell, but Nance misses on the pop out. Hasn't shot the ball particularly well today. Got CP3. Got a switch on to Randall. Randall kicks that and gonna be out of bounds. 7:27 left. Lakers down by 8.
Like, people might not talk about this that much, but at the end of this game, whatever outcome, there's no reason the Lakers should be down 8 right now. They should be down 25.
Yeah. No, this is what we want, right?
I think it's partially the Clippers,
nice
though, is my
defensive
point.
play by
Nice.
Russell right there.
Yes, the Lakers have shown nice shifts. They've had some nice, Nwaba's played well, Nance, and Thomas Robinson.
Even Randall, after that first 4-minute stretch, like, he was fantastic in the second quarter, just effort level wise, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is what we want to see. Even Russell's shot like crap, but I haven't been frustrated with his floor game. I've been frustrated with, like, as we get some Spain pick and roll right here. Take
Shoot
that,
it!
Larry. I don't care if you're missing him.
No, he's going to shoot
Ball
it.
over to Randall.
Oh,
he
God.
gets his pocket picked by Blake. He's got to use triple threat moves right there, not off of the dribble. So Blake's got the ball matched up with Randall. Tries to jump that passing lane. Lakers switch that, and they'll switch this again, this 4-5 pick and roll, but they don't. No. Then Redick rejects the screen, and they foul him for an and one. That was a dumb foul right there. I think that was on Nance.
That's a tough shot. You just got to let him
Right, yeah.
take
He's going to
that
make
shot.
those one-footed
Yep.
baseline jumper, like, more power to him.
So D'Angelo's still scoreless in 22 minutes on 0 for 6 shooting, 0 for 5 from 3. So he's only taken one 2-point attempt, And, like, you could argue, like, most of the starters are minus 10, or so. Julius is minus 18, and Clarkson's minus 15. But the Lakers are just struggling to put the ball in the basket right now. They're playing well enough defense in some areas. So how does this team moving forward next year grow on the offensive end? Do we manufacture it through execution, getting crisper with our, set plays, or do these guys they're 20 years old and they're getting better at playing together in a synergistic way?
I think that it's both, right? They're naturally going to progress as players. But I think the Lakers would be well served to. This is a conversation I was talking with one of my followers, Josiah Woods, pointed out, and he's absolutely right that if you watch a Warriors game, they don't run all that much in the way of pick and roll. It's a lot of off-ball screening and a lot in that case. And the Lakers have done that a couple times in this game even.
Yep.
They need to do more of that. They're too heavily reliant on high pick and roll and side pick and roll situation. It's good to have that in your arsenal, but
especially considering it's just not an efficient shot for them, for their roster and how they execute them. They don't have any pick and poppers. Clarkson's not a great pick and roll read guy. He can finish at the rim well when he gets that space, and D'Angelo can hit that mid-range jumper, but he's been pretty bad at that lately. So it's just not an effective use of their time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's something. That's the biggest place where I think that they can improve is from that perspective of running more action off of the ball. And this kind of plays into, like, the way that you would do that is those screens on the weak side. Right, and getting that weak player movement on the weak side. If you're not doing that, like, I don't know, I see a lot of pick and roll and isolation basketball with this team. Whether it's post ups in 2-man game, or just straight isos. And I don't love it. I think that the Lakers need to. I don't know. I've been disappointed with the X's and O's components of the Lakers this year in a lot of respects.
Yeah,
it's better than Byron, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Redick takes his free throw now, makes it. It's a 12-point game here, 69-57. D'Angelo's going to bring the ball up on Chris Paul. What do they got here? Got a zipper cut from Clark.
Right,
floppy, yep. And get a Nance jump shot, which is short. Rebound to Redick. They're going to slow it down, set up the offense. Got Blake up in the wing. Nance on him. They're going to try posting up CP3, but D'Angelo hooks him, trying to deny him position.
One thing that this is a competitive game. Lakers are down by 12 now, and this feels like a period of time where they can it can kind of get away from them as Chris Paul comes to the line shooting too. But the Lakers are competitive in this game because they've played hard. Like, the difference between them being down by 13 now and this being a 2-point game is really just shot making. You've had Nance miss a lot of open shots. Russell, which we've covered, has missed a lot of open shots. Clarkson has not had the best shot selection. He's had, tougher shots that he's taken. But that's really the difference in this game right now. And so if they can play like this on a fairly regular basis, they'll be okay. Russell needed to turn the corner on that and did not. Get Nwaba attacking the basket, going to go to line shooting 2 with 6:21 left. So, yeah, that's really the difference in this game right now is just shot making. And those, from a coaching perspective, you can live with those games. There are going to be games where your shots just aren't falling. Yeah. Nwaba makes first free throw.
Sorry, I just got distracted by a headline that reads, Draymond Green, James Harden pinched me, so I punched his wrist.
Yeah.
Gotta love the NBA, guys.
Yep.
All right, Nwaba's going to shoot his second free throw now, and it's good. 71-59, 6:20 left in the third. We're going to pick up some full court press here as Nance picks up Griffin. A little high screen with DeAndre. It's going to take a jump shot, and it's good.
Yeah, Blake's been on fire today.
Yeah.
14-point game, 6:05 left in the third. See what they run here. Get a drag screen from Nance for Russell. Now turn it.
Get to the basket.
There you go. Nice
All right.
drive and kick.
Good
That's
read.
good basketball right there. He misses that, but that's the correct. Russell made an extra dribble into the paint right there that collapsed the defense and got a teammate an open shot.
Looks like got a dead arm for DeAndre, so.
Trying to shake it off.
Yep. And they're picking up high again. Got Jordan Clarkson picking up Redick as they down screen for. Oh, yeah, for Griffin.
Yeah, they switched that. So Nance in the post on Blake, kicks out to Mbamute.
Oh.
Nwaba chases him off the 3-point line. That's a
finish.
poor decision by Nwaba. Like, you close out short to Mbamute and make him knock that shot down right there. So Lakers now down 16. Get a drag screen here from Randall for Russell. Takes a forced 3. That's a bad shot. Misses that short, in and out. But Nance gets the offensive rebound. Nice play. Kicks the ball back out to Russell. Russell's going to try and get off the schneid again. In and out again. How many of these misses have been in and out?
At least 3 or 4. Probably
He's
4.
up to a robust, I think, 0 for 8.
For 8.
As Nwaba gets the foul, the Clippers are making a living at the free throw line.
Good God, D'Angelo. What's happening, man?
Yeah, he's murdering his true shooting percentage in this game. These have been good shots. I mean, with that first 3 that he took in that position, that wasn't a good shot. But the second shot, that's the right. I'm going to go into this a bit in video work, but he's under pivoting. He's not getting his left foot as far forward as he needs to be on when he moves to his left. That was the first jumper that I think he took today where he had to square up after driving to his left. But he's especially bad at his pull-ups when driving to his left. So that's something to look out for.
Chris Paul makes the second free throw as Thomas Robinson's into the game, 77-59. D'Lo's going to give it to Clarkson on the right side, getting a little drag screen from Nance, going right, uses it, puts Redick on his back, goes under the basket. Weird back behind the back pass, but Nance is open. No good. Robinson hustles, bats it out, but Mbamute gets the rebound, advances it to Paul. Little drag screen from Blake Griffin as they switch Nance on to Paul. He's going to hesitate dribble and get a foul on Nance. It's, not good. That perimeter defense, they're just they're hand checking.
Yeah, everybody's reaching in. I mean,
Yeah.
it's dumb. It's dumb basketball. That's 5 on Nance as well. Like,
Wow.
That's why I say Nance is a bad matchup for Chris Paul because Nance likes to reach in, and he's actually capable of getting steals from time to time on guys. Chris Paul's not the guy to do that against, and the Clippers have been living at the free throw line in this quarter. So.
And I guarantee you Chris Paul knows that. He's one of those players that's just he's knowledgeable of what the guys he's going up against don't do well, and he pushes the pace in any way he can. Chris Paul's going to take his second free throw right now, and it's good. Yeah, 20-point lead. This is out of hand already. As the Lakers are struggling to score here with only 9 points in the second half. 4:30 left in this third. Going to get a zipper cut from Nwaba. Another zipper cut from
down screen.
down.
Yep.
And then Clarkson
Back out.
Yep. And we're going to have a one-on-one Thomas Robinson show.
Good take.
Was Robinson, a year after Blake? Or is it a couple years?
In terms of the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Blake was 09. Blake was in the Harden Steph Curry draft. He was the first pick in that.
Oh, 9, man.
Then,
he has been in the league for a while.
Yeah, and then Robinson was 2012. He was in the
Okay, so
Anthony
they're a few years
Davis,
apart.
Lillard Drummond
This
draft.
is weird. Their birthdays are one day apart.
Robinson and
And Blake Griffin.
really?
No, I was just curious because, they were both these highly drafted athletic guys out of college. Because Robinson was super high drafted too. As he misses his second free throw, Lakers down 20 still. Chris Paul's gonna advance it. D'Angelo, goes over the screen and gets deflected out of bounds. Lakers ball.
Yeah, good ball pressure right there. All right, 4 minutes left in the third. Lakers down 20. A little drag screen from Robinson. Good pocket pass by JC to Robinson, and he knocks it down. Nice playmaking by Clarkson right there. Trims the lead to 18. 3:50 left. Robinson all fired up as always. Get a early post up to Blake. Handoff. Clarkson goes under the screen on Redick, and that is always a bad idea. Lakers down 20. Got Clarkson more on ball last couple possessions, which is good to see. Ball over to Russell. And they're running their offense through Thomas Robinson, which, why not today? Get an N1. He faces up, rip through move, finishes a N1 for the bucket.
I have no words. Yeah, nice finish with the left, using the basket to block DeAndre's block radius. Thomas Robinson's going to shoot his free throw right now. And it's no good, no good again. 81-63 with 3:24 left. Chris Paul crossing half court now. Give it to Blake. Little handoff action with Redick. Gonna shift it over to Chris Paul, who hits Blake in the corner with a skip pass.
They're so confused, man.
Yep.
They're so confused defensively. Like, this is a really badly coached defensive team. It's so frustrating. Some Spain pick and roll into the short corner for Black. Black takes the jumper and nails that. Wow. 2:55 left in the third. Lakers down 19, 84-65.
Thomas Robinson approaching double-double territory with 12 and 8.
Gonna have Brewer and Ennis in the game. Next dead ball. Hand off in the two-man game. They're really working Redick on
Redick
Clarkson defending Redick right there.
His stroke looks good right now.
Yeah. Back pressure isn't great right there, and there's no hedge by the big. So I don't know if that's Thomas Robinson or Black right there. I didn't see who that was on that play, but you see Black and Robinson talking to each other about how to defend that. But if Redick's a guy that your big has to show harder against him than most guys. Yeah, see, that's Robinson. That play right there, that's indicative of why Thomas Robinson doesn't play. Because Clarkson did his job right there. That was better back pressure than I thought it was watching it live. And but Robinson has no idea what he's doing right there.
So the idea is Robinson leaks over to kind of contest JJ Redick, and then someone else rotates over to tag Robinson's man, right? On the roll there.
Right. So what you end up, the idea is it's all buying enough time to hedge and recover, right? So Robinson is going to buy enough time for Clarkson to get back in front of Redick. Then the weak side big, who on that would probably be Tarek Black, is going to buy Robinson enough time to rotate back to his guy after Clarkson's rotated back to Redick, right? So it's everybody's on a string. And what you giving up is the farthest pass away. So it's the weak side corner guy who's going to be open.
Skip pass.
Right. And so the idea is that even if they make that skip pass, it's enough of a distance to where you can close out on that. It's going to be personnel related where I'm not sure if it's Mbamute who's still playing that spot on the weak side, but you are going to cheat harder off of a guy like him than you would off of, say, if it's Redick on that side, right?
Right.
So, but it all starts with Robinson actually hedging on and you can see they kept going to Redick play after play right there.
Yep.
And that, teams know Like they know the personnel and they know who they can exploit.
Yep.
And that's why Thomas Robinson doesn't play. Is plays like that.
And this kind of example is kind of when we talk about how you can't take everything away from the offense. This is what we're talking about. Even if you run these plays perfect defense, you're still going to give up that skip pass. And if it's a good enough shooter who can shoot contested three, if that's JJ Redick in the corner spotting up, that's probably going in. And that's, you can't take everything away. You can only kind of force them into the shots you want them to take. So the Blake Griffin contested threes, right? The, DeAndre Jordan not at 3 feet from the rim shots, the jump hooks and stuff like that. But the Lakers just, their rotations they're confused. Like you said, what I see a lot often happen is Randall, and I know he's not in, but I just see this a lot, is he'll hunker down with a big instead of choosing, helping on the weak side rotation. He will just stick to the big and wait for the shot to go up and try and rebound.
Right. That's
which is conceding without even trying.
That's what Kevin Love used to do in Minnesota, especially. That was made him frustrating. So we get horns, some flex action. Gonna have Ennis pop out. That's play I'd like to see. Yeah. We get a loose ball. Lakers eventually track it down. 6 on the shot clock. Thomas Robinson have to create here in ISO. Shoots over Blake and back rims that. DeAndre Jordan tracks down the rebound. Got 208. Tom is pissed off at Ennis for not shooting. That flex horns action is something I'd like to see them run for Russell to get him off the schneid. So got Blake matched up with Robinson, taking a step back three. He's on fire, but he misses that short. Outlet from Black to Thomas Robinson to Nwaba to Brewer. Is this the least shooting that's as Black? Why not? Black knocks down the 18-footer. Lakers down 20. This lineup's crazy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
It doesn't matter anymore. Felton dribbling ball up against Ennis, bodying him up, pushes him off a bit. A lot of two-man game from the Clippers right here. Again, all of this is to take advantage of the fact that the Laker bigs don't really hedge, and get a nice elbow jumper right there from Chris Paul. Puts the Clippers up by 22. We got 120 left in the third. Run pistol right here. But again, the Clippers are going under every screen as they should.
Nice pass.
Nice pass, nice dive cut from Nwaba. I think that was Griffin on the weak side who lost Nwaba. Nice pass there from Robinson.
And Felton's going to give it to Chris Paul in the corner. He's defended by Nwaba.
Pistol here as well. And on the rip through, again, another free throw from the Clippers.
All right. 89-69, 55 seconds left in the third. Going to get the inbound here in a minute. Shoot the free throw now, and he makes it. So, Pete, we got the semifinals going tonight. Who you got? You got North Carolina and
Right.
Oregon,
Uh-huh.
and South Carolina and Gonzaga.
I'll take Gonzaga and Oregon for an all-Pacific Northwest
Ooh,
final.
I like it.
I don't know much about college basketball.
Yeah.
Other than the prospects. I don't know.
Sure.
Don't listen to me. Don't bet on anything I say.
Yeah. Easy, Charlie. Sorry,
That's
we
Charlie.
got our dogs
There's
out
your,
here.
Daily jump scare.
Yeah. Hello. As
Get out.
the Lakers are gonna turn the ball over here. Looks like an offensive foul of some sort. Sorry, we didn't catch that. It's 91-69 with 35 seconds left.
Sorry about that, guys. Come here, puppy. We just lost 10 listeners as a result of that.
Yeah.
Hell no. I'm not. All right, Brewer gets the steal. Robinson's got it. Ennis takes the three, because why not, and drills it. Lakers down by 19. They're full court pressing. I'm ready for this season to end. Got Felton holding the ball. They're going to go late in the shot clock. Try and get close to the last shot here. Lakers switch. They got Black on Felton. 5 left on the shot clock. He drives. Kicks out. Misses in and out, but get a put back there by Bass. Nice play. 4 seconds left. Ennis coming up the left side. Going to have to pull up. And does. Doesn't time that very well, though. And a block by Felton. And that's the end of the third quarter. Lakers, the bad third quarter there, fall down behind by 21, 93-72.
Woof. That was the dog. Sorry. Yeah, so we're getting into the third. Ask your questions if you have any. Jeez, what to talk about, Pete? I guess we can get back to the college. I think I had Gonzaga, Kentucky going in my bracket, but I think Gonzaga, North Carolina probably makes sense. Although South Carolina's incredible on the defensive end, and which is interesting. I read some stat. It's been a really long time since the top 2 defensive teams have made it to the Final Four, and Gonzaga is 1, and South Carolina is 2, I believe.
Yeah.
And Sindarius Thornwell has been kind of the guy for South Carolina. Have you had a chance to see any of him?
I've seen some of the highlights, but I don't have a whole lot.
No
of
context for his game. Sure.
I know a lot of the guys whose draft opinions that I respect have started bringing his name up in the conversation for the Houston pick.
Yeah, he's in the way he's played in the tournament, and we see this every year. It's kind of fool's gold, the tournament play from some of these guys that it's on a big stage and they perform and then they get overdrafted. Which I don't know if that's the case with Thornwell. I think maybe he probably deserved to be a little bit higher, and he's played his way into that. But there's other guys like Jordan Bell, North Carolina, who's kind of improved his draft stock. I mean, I guess you could break this kind of into like the big programs or the hardworking guys who stay in school a little bit longer. You're going to get a little bit older of a prospect. What do you see as kind of like the value judgment on what a guy is as far as what kind of prospect he is? Like a Larry Nance versus like a D'Angelo Russell.
Sure, like the 4-year guys versus the one and dones.
Like Thornwell could be a more responsible pick instead of adding another 19-year-old at the 27, 28 spot.
Sure, I don't think I have anything that's terribly earth-shattering in terms of perspective on this, but it's kind of obvious that when you draft those guys, you have a much better idea of what they're going to be, right? So Malcolm Brogdon is the guy from this draft, right? That he's 24 years old. He's older than a lot of guys that have been in the league like 3 years now, as we're back live. But the difference is that those guys don't have the ceilings. Like very rarely do you have a guy. The exceptions to that are guys like that are from small schools, like a Damian Lillard.
Sure.
Or, we all kind of knew who Steph Curry was because he lit it up in the tournament against bigger teams, and he's the son of a NBA player. But yeah, that was kind of that's kind of the difference there. Is you've got a guy where you have a better idea, you can contribute right away, but he's very unlikely to turn into a star after he's stayed for 4 years.
Yeah, it's not only do the teams know who they are, but the players know who they are. Malcolm Brogdon knows exactly what he can do on a basketball court.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
And I think that just comes with being a 23-year-old instead of a 19-year-old.
Right. No, that's a great point.
We'll get back to the game. Still kind of in blowout territory, but Nwaba's going to pressure Crawford, and they're going to switch Brewer onto him. Spates has to jack up a 3, and that barely hits the rim. Brewer gets the rebound, pushing the tempo. Let's see if the bonsai run happens. Kind of. Yeah.
Yep.
It was a bonsai jumper, but
how are you in the league that long
Nwaba
and do
gets
this?
the rebound. Nice little hesitation
Nwaba.
move.
Get a timeout. I love it.
All right, at 10:45 left, 93-76. Good stuff. Like I've been kind of checking Twitter here and there, and Coach Nick from Basketball Breakdowns at the game today, and he's tweeting about how much he really likes Nwaba.
Yeah. No, like I said, he's a catch and shoot jumper away from making a lot of money as an NBA player with a very long career. So, that's probably the most easily improved skill on the NBA level is just the ability to catch and and square up your jumper. I should do a video actually on Nwaba's jumper and see kind of the things that he needs to adjust and fix, because really he's got great energy level. He's intelligent. I actually don't think he's as good of a defender as we probably make him out to be, in that we don't realize how inexperienced he is. So, for example, that play where he closed out hard to Mba'amute, right? We compare him to Tony Allen because he's similar build, defensive player that doesn't bring much on the offensive end, right?
Quick
But
hands.
A guy like Tony Allen doesn't make many mistakes like that defensively. And I do see Nwaba making a few mistakes, but they're always, like I said earlier, those errors of commission, right? Where he's trying, it's just the wrong decision.
It's a scouting report mistake.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. So if he can, now it's not always a given that a guy's just like gonna become better. Like, I'm watching Corey Brewer make these, like, how do you not know that that's not a good shot? You were drafted in 2007.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you know that you don't shoot that ball there? That's a 19-year-old shot right there. And so it's not a given that Nwaba will get better at that, but it's very possible. I think that it's admirable what he's doing, because you got to figure, he's not coming in. He comes in the middle of a season or toward the end of a season. No training camp. He has to pick everything up on the fly. The defenders don't run the same stuff that the Lakers do. So, yeah, it's something that he needs to really, if he has an opportunity to start from the preseason, he'll be all right.
Yeah, and it's not like his jump shot's the ugliest thing in the world,
Yeah.
There's something to work with there. As we're back, we're gonna have Jamal Crawford bringing it up. Bass is gonna swing it to the corner to Allen Anderson. He's gonna dribble off Ingram's foot and get bailed out.
12 left on the shot clock. 10:33 left.
I'd like to see this unit. I think they're gonna struggle rebounding with Ingram at the 4. So I'd like to see like Brewer and Nwaba kind of crash the glass here.
Yeah, Nwaba's a pretty good rebounder when he wants to be. Yeah.
So good hedge and recover. And Brandon Ingram's going to deflect it and get a transition dunk.
Did they call a foul back there? I think they did.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be 2 on the ball, though.
Clear path
so this
foul.
is perfect ball denial technique from – watch how he's got his right hand in the passing lane, and he's got the foot that's nearest the ball. The foot that's closest to the ball is the one that should be farthest up court. That's perfect technique. That's exactly how you play ball denial. Such a good play. That
length is just ridiculous. You know, he just throws that mid out there and gets the piece of that ball without even really looking at the ball. But that's how you do it. You guess where those passing angles are gonna be when you're denying the ball like that, right? Yeah. Because that puts him in position to, if that ball does go through, he can swing his hips and kind of retreat that same direction.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's, like I said, that's absolutely how you coach it. He kind of split the difference between his man and the ball. Like, you don't want to be all hugged up on your guy because that creates better driving angles. So yeah, that was like, I'd put that in a instructional video. Now make a damn free throw, kid. Hey, Charlie. Hey, come here. Come here, buddy.
All right, more doggies.
I know.
All right. Ingram's going to shoot his second free throw now. And he makes it. Good God.
It actually looked good, too. Like, all of the parts were... on his free throw form, all of the moving parts of his shot kind of get there at different times normally, and everything was synced up nicely. So got the ball in the high post to Tarek Black on some horns action. Good curl by Ingram.
Oh,
It gets draws 2 more free throws. He is balling. Like, if he were a little more judicious with his on the defensive end in terms of not picking up fouls, he'd be having a hell of a game right now. So, I mean, he already is, but he'd have more minutes to have a hell of a game in. There's a really nice curl there. Nice read by Tarek Black, by the way. No, that's not something that he's always particularly good at. So, it's 3 in a row from Ingram at the free throw line. Man, I'm telling you, if he becomes a 75% free throw shooter, this kid's going to be, because he gets to the line.
Oh, I'm just cracking up YouTube. And that's 75%. He makes 3 of 4.
There you go. 3 of 6 on the day.
Yeah. Felton's going to cross half court now with Ennis picking him up. Swing it to Redick on the right wing. Going to try and post up Spates here on Corey Brewer, but it gets kicked out of bounds by Nwaba. All right. Felton's going to inbound here. We got 10:06 left. Lakers down 14 only, getting it a little bit closer. Inbound to Redick. A little handoff with Blake. And nice. Ennis is going to jump the passing lane and get another foul.
They're like the Clippers bench is really, really been bad. Like, I know they've got a couple guys back in the game, but their execution when Chris Paul basically isn't in the game has been really crappy. As we get another review to see if he was past him, they probably won't give two in the ball for that one.
Oh, man. All right, so they're reviewing whether that's a clear path, even though it obviously wasn't. This is still like the Lakers are keeping it close. As they throw up that Ennis has 10 points in 3 straight games for the first time in his career. I wonder why. It's probably the most.
Sorry, I'm distracting Tom right now.
What is this?
That's the mock-up from.
Oh, okay.
From
I like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
So yeah, we're gonna be trying to get out some new videos soon. You had Pete talking about breaking down, what was it? The
how awesome D'Angelo Russell has been at shooting guard, which kind of throws a freaking wrench in.
Yeah.
No, it was gonna be about the differences that between Russell at shooting guard but although there hasn't been much in the way of differences.
But every good argument needs a solid opposing argument.
That's
in
true.
It to validate its merits.
You are the English major.
Yeah, well,
of the two of us.
I have words and things. Ingram's gonna inbound to Brewer, who's our point guard now.
10
currently.
minutes. A lot of horns action, which is good to see. They haven't run much of this.
Lakers about to be in the bonus here in a few minutes.
Yeah. How you doing over there, Charlie? You gonna bark again?
Yeah.
Keep everybody on their toes.
All right.
Ingram coming off the handoff. Good decision right there. I don't think he's taken a three this game. Chet shoots a pull-up from 20.
Woo!
He's been automatic. As you saw in the video at halftime, when he's in an isolation situation and he's able to use that rocker step, he's been really, really good.
Just the fluidity of earlier in the year, I thought there was a little hitch from the bounce off the dribble to bringing it up above his head. Mm-hmm. There's a little pause there, but now it's kind of a off the dribble fluid up in motion. And now he's getting into it with Blake Griffin. Looks like he just fouled out.
He just fouled out. Man. That's bull crap. That said, Ingram's got to be smarter than that. He can't get tangled up with a guy. What are they officially reviewing?
Maybe they just give him a double technical instead. People be having the annual scheduled Booker D'Lo conversation in the chat here. And our boy Michael I'm worried about his heart. He's not holding up well.
I'm curious how many people watch Suns games. I'm curious how many of the people that argue about this. When was the last time you watched a full Suns game?
I mean, probably the last Lakers game they played. That's what I'm guessing. I don't even know if Ingram really did that much.
It looked like Blake actually grabbed him.
Yeah, he just pushes him off.
Yeah, I know he grabbed his arm.
How is that anything on Ingram? Oh, it looks like it's gonna be Laker ball. Oh no.
Well, Ingram's still in the game.
Yeah.
Glad they didn't foul him out on that bullcrap. All right, Felton crosses half court, 9:40 left in the fourth.
At least they got it right.
Yep. Gonna have Redick on the curl right here.
His floater put back by Blake.
Yeah, Lakers all year long have been bad with their bigs hedging on curls, and they either give up that floater or they give up the offensive rebound. That's pretty par for the course. So Lakers are in the bonus though. So Ennis bringing it up against ball pressure. Ingram on a zipper cut, pulls up. Good contest by Spates, in and out right there as a Black commits foul, trying to get the offensive rebound.
95-81 with 9:09 left in the fourth. Yeah, just be like, well, Booker's a shooting guard. Shooting guards are supposed to shoot.
Yeah, that's totally how basketball works.
I mean, everyone's supposed to shoot, no? Anyway, we got Felton crossing half court now with Ennis picking him up.
Gonna give floppy right here from good hedge by Brewer right there. That's how it's done. And now get a Paul coming off of the screen defended by Ingram into the post on Blake, defended by Brewer, who's belly up on him. Nice. Little bump by Brewer, and then he gets a foul. So you're doing a great job until the hands started getting involved.
And Blake's going to get 2 free throws here. Pete's like over here, like peeping on these YouTube chat.
I never look at the YouTube chat because half of you guys are idiots, but
supportive, friendly, nice idiots. Thank you for joining our stream. As
Tommy's in damage control right now.
Yeah.
Got T-Rob in the game.
All right. More like meh Vin Booker, TBH. No. All right. Blake's second free throw is good, and T-Rob's going to inbound to Ennis. Trips over himself. Solid strategy.
Some two-man game.
Nice.
Knock that
Ingram
down.
step up, fluid, short. Yeah. Nice rebound, though. Followed a shot. Gives it to Nwaba. No spacing because no one can shoot. No one wants to shoot. You got Ingram on Chris Paul and Ingram.
An interesting matchup.
Yeah. Nice kick out to Ennis, who's going to make a 3.
Yeah, he's been balling, man. All right, Lakers down 13 with 8:10 left. Trying to get Redick coming on the down screen, but he trips. Nwaba comes up with the loose ball, kicks over to Ennis. Kicks it out to Robinson.
No! How dare you tease me like that, Thomas?
Man, Thomas Robinson. Lakers down just 11.
The Lakers Twitter just almost like spontaneously combusted.
Yeah, that was he thought about it too. All right. You got Redick with the ball. Some two-man game with Blake. Reverses over to Chris Paul, who's being defended by Ingram. Ooh, that was a steal for Nwaba if he had it. Pull up got a 3 spot up 3 for Blake, and he drills that. We've got Lawler's Law at Clippers to 100. And it's getting ball pressured by Felton. Good skip pass over to Nwaba. Back out to Ingram.
There's his 3.
Nope, he's on the line. He drills it, but he's got a foot on the line. But it was good to see him take that 1-2 step into his jumper right there. Fortunately,
Ingram stuck in cracking up. These people talking shit. A nice little pick and roll with Chris Paul's going to dump off to DeAndre, and it's getting out of hand with 6:53 left. We're down 14, 102 to 88. Ennis has got Felton on his back. Getting a little drag screen from Ingram. Nice. Get the switch. I like that.
Some horns action.
Yep. Got a little high post.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. He immediately retreated to go grab it because he knew it was off.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry,
yeah.
Coach." Oh, Robinson got popped in the mouth right there too. Redick swings ball over to Felton, open corner 3, front rim. Lakers get the rebound. Ball's over to Ennis. Robinson stayed on that end. Yeah, he got popped pretty good right there. 6:15 left. Lakers down 14. I like the screening action with Ingram. Trying to get him in the post against high-low right there, too. No, that's a bad shot. That's a bad shot. Ingram taps that out, though, to Robinson.
Brandon.
Back over to Ingram. Good job keeping his dribble alive. Kicks out to Black. Man, they just got nobody who can shoot. There's open shots, but these guys can't be taking them. Ooh, that's a tough shot right there. Whoa. Wow, nice.
All right, baby.
Ingram drills it.
We're getting these grown man Ingram flashes. Now he's gonna pick up Chris Paul. I love it.
Yeah, he's been defending Paul the last few possessions.
He's gonna give him a little too much space, but Chris Paul's not gonna take
decided
it.
Against it.
Nice.
Set up this pick and roll with Jordan. Get the switch right here into the corner for Felton. That's kind of an odd play right there.
Yeah.
Back rims that, a flat shot. This lineup's playing well together. Ingram matched up in the high post with Redick. I love all the high post touches they've been getting this game.
Yeah, amen.
Over to Robinson, who attacks the close.
Oh,
the wild reverse layup. We got ourselves a timeout in a 9-point game. 5:08 left.
And Julius is fired up. I love it.
Loving it, man.
Yeah, and he's doing all of this with 5 fouls. Or, excuse me, Ingram has been balling, and then Tom Robinson comes in. Just cleaning up the leftover minutes from Julius Randle's plate. Yeah, it's been interesting. D'Angelo Russell is still scoreless, no?
Well, yeah, he hasn't gotten back in the game, and
still scoreless.
Not sure if he will with the way this lineup is playing.
Clarkson has struggled a bit this game as well.
Yeah, they're combined. Russell's 0 for 8 and Clarkson's 3 for 10. So
Jeez.
He got 7 points on 18 shots. Neither of them has shot a free throw. So that's where that's the difference in this game right now is the shot making from those two. And I feel like Nance has had a lot of good open looks and not been able to make those.
Yeah, what is it? 4 free throw attempts for Corey Brewer, 6 for Nwaba. They're getting to the line a little bit more than usual. Brandon Ingram is 7 for 13 in 21 minutes. He's got 18 points.
Really, the part I've been impressed with most with Ingram, especially in this game, is the shot attempts more than even the makes. Obviously, is what you're going for, but he's getting more and more NBA quality free field goal attempts. Remember earlier in the year he was getting 30 minutes and taking like 5 shots, 6 shots, and that he's gotten double digit shots in just about every game he's played in recently. It's really good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's the type of shots he's getting where he's kind of creating his own shot in a lot of these situations. Yeah. And these replicable points,
Right. This game, this might be the most impressed I've ever been with his scoring ability. I'm seeing him do things that are like, whether he's making the shot or not, that I'm like, okay, that you can, like you said, it's replicable. You can be doing that again and again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just getting him up to that fluidity, that comfortability with pulling up in that mid to high range, kind of facing up using his triple threat abilities. Yeah, we're going to come back here. It's 102-93. Last 2 games against Clippers, he scored 21 in the first game a week ago. And going to get the same lineup, looks like, out there.
Yeah, they're playing well. They cleared out the help side right there, and
yeah,
that's Ingram's rotation right there. But that's something that's advanced scouting too. That the Lakers need to be ready for that in terms of that's something that the Clippers like to do out of a timeout. They're going to post up Ingram on some 1 down. Nwaba attacks the sag off right there, and they get a foul call. Got a late whistle, but the correct one. Got Nwaba going to the line, shooting 2. Lakers down 11 with 4:40 left. Nwaba takes his first free throw now. He's kind of got a strange free throw routine in that he doesn't. I don't know if he dribbles or if he does, he holds it for a really long time. Let's see,
I don't trust a player who doesn't dribble on a free throw. You can't trust him.
Yeah, no, he does.
He
takes 3 dribbles, but he holds it for a pretty long time after he's stopped dribbling. So I missed the second one. Lakers down 10. CP3 matched up. I'm going to get a double drag screen with Redick and Jordan. CP3 takes that jumper, but back rims it. Nwaba gets the rebound over to Ennis, over to Ingram, back over to Nwaba in the corner. Kicks back out to Ingram, who's going to attack off of the pick and roll. This is a tough shot for him. Yeah, those are the going from on the move to stopped. That's the next step of his evolution is can you go from being on the move to going up with a shot and be effective at that? And that's something that he's struggled with.
I think one thing that he struggles with in that respect is the top of his body kind of gets a little bit farther ahead than his legs.
Oh, that's a good observation. Yeah.
When he pulls up, he's kind of out of balance, and he's using his jump to kind of recorrect himself.
Yeah.
And by then, you're not really aiming for the same spot as where your body recorrects. Like, I just noticed that he's just off balance, and a little jump stop or a little bit more of a, less forward.
It's harder
lean.
I think it's harder to jump stop when you're coming off of the dribble, coming around a pick and roll. Hey, Charlie, come here. Come on, man. You're killing this broadcast, dude. But I'd like to see him get his right foot out in front more than he is. When he's going to do that 1-2 step. Similar to Russell, when Russell goes left, they both under pivot with their shooting foot. So Black takes a second free throw and cuts it to an 8-point lead. I'm guessing we're going to see this lineup close the game out with how well they've played. Going to go down one into horns with the Lakers do quite a bit. Yeah, that's a nice play. That's what's the name of that play? That's a set play that they run really well, where they get Blake sweeping along the baseline right there. But yeah, that's really good action. Clippers up 10, 3:45 left. Lakers have competed hard. I think Nwaba has a career high with 15. Ennis, nice attack at the closeout. Long two for Nwaba and drills it. All right.
All right.
Oh, we are going to get the starting crappy backcourt back into the game. I'm a little surprised by that, but got a handoff with Redick. Comes off of the screen. Comes back around. Good hedges all around. Nice recovery. Really good defense by this group. Really good defense. Got Blake trapped in the corner. Robinson poked it away, so that we got a 3.2 left. Going to have Ennis and Nwaba coming out of the game, it looks like. Or is that Ingram coming out? Why is Ingram coming out? Or is he still in? I think he...
Nope.
Why the hell are you taking Ingram out? What the heck?
Nope. And Thomas Robinson gets beat backdoor after they switch, but J.J. Redick gets fouled and he misses the layup.
Is Ingram on some minutes restriction or something like that? Yeah. Yeah, a good contest by Nwaba there, although you'd like to see him get belly up and vertical rather than turn his body. But yeah, that was Robinson got lost on that screen right there. Again, those are examples of why he's had a hard time finding a spot. Coaches get really upset about very easily correctable things like that. But he's been great in this game, don't get me wrong. .306 left. Lakers down by 10. Got Russell back into the game with the ball. Going to get swing the ball over to Nwaba. A little handoff with Robinson. These personnel groupings are so weird. Some 4-5 pick and roll.
High-low.
Why not? That was like a 4-5 pick and roll with Thomas Robinson as the ball handler and Dark. That's such bad
Take
defense.
notes, Gentry.
That's such 53 off the bench for the Lakers. Blake attacks and gets an and one. Nice left-handed finish. Damn.
Yeah, apparently people are saying in the chat that Ingram is on a minutes restriction tonight.
Okay, thanks guys. Yeah, we don't have the audio up.
Which always seems like an obscure thing to me. I mean, like, if it's like a 25-minute restriction and he plays 28 minutes, is that really that different?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. It's not my place. And with a guy like Ingram, better safe than sorry, right?
Sure. Yeah. So we're getting into one of our last timeouts of the game. Game's kind of winding down here. Looks like the Lakers will probably lose. A fairly competitive game. What are your takeaways from this game, Pete?
I thought they played hard. Ingram looks like he hasn't missed a beat after missing 3 games, which was really exciting to see. I think D'Angelo Russell is a freaking terrible afternoon player. We got another afternoon game tomorrow. Although I suspect he'll be a lot better in that one because he tends to when he craps the bed, he tends to come back decently well from that. He also has a weird discrepancy between how well he shoots at home versus on the road. I noticed it's like about 6 or 7 percentage points true shooting
in favor of home.
In favor of home, even though it's the same arena. Whatever.
Sure.
So, yeah, he was garbage. Clarkson didn't have a particularly good game. Randall had a terrible first 4 minutes that got him benched, and then I thought played really well after that. That's all I'm looking for is, like, at this point is individual performances. Nwaba was great. Thomas Robinson, even though I point out, like, these are the reasons that he doesn't play, I think it's very obvious the positive attributes that he does have. He showed off, he's got, I think, 16 and 9 in 19 or 20 minutes. There's good individual effort, even from Clarkson and Russell, who played, poorly to absolutely terribly bad today. I didn't there wasn't a lot of oh, your effort sucks. I was, I don't know. I'm fairly happy with this performance. This is what I hoped for from the shot making of Russell, Clarkson, and Nance has been very poor in this game, and that's probably the difference between them winning and or being closer than they are and where we're at right now. So
they were just so bad at fouling in that third
good call.
quarter.
Yeah, they're very undisciplined with their hands on the defensive end, and that's been something that's happened all year long.
So Pete, as we do these free throws quickly, we had a guy ask you to describe when you say an action, what that means. Just Blake shoots his free throw now.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So an action is
call one out when we see one.
Okay.
Here.
So
that right there.
So this is floppy right here. And so there are different, so you've got sets, right? And sets are things like floppy, horns, as JC front rims Nwaba. Let's wait for the next dead ball. I'll answer that in the next dead ball. JC's attacking off of the dribble, pulls it back, then get a drag screen, takes it. You only live once, JC, and he just grazes the side of the rim, I think, on that one, barely. And so that puts the Lakers starting guards, I think, at 3 for 20 in this game.
Is that bad?
I think that's bad. That's bad. Last I checked. I don't think there's any true shooting percentage adjustments that can fix that. Get motion weak here from the Clippers and a step-up screen. And a wild lob pass that goes out of bounds. 2:01 left.
I love how much people defend Chris Paul because people are going to be like, oh, man, DeAndre didn't roll to the basket like Chris was expecting him to.
Sure.
It's like Chris Paul never gets turnovers.
Yeah.
D'Angelo's going to get a drag screen from Thomas Robinson going left. Is it
Attack.
Got to force a floater, but he scores. Hey! Goose egg no longer on the board for D'Angelo Russell. It kind of looked like it didn't want to shoot that. That was weird.
That read where he takes that extra dribble into lane has been open on the pick and roll all day. And he's only attacked it a couple times. He got an open 3 for Nwaba once, and then that as he gets crushed on the screen right there. Get up, kid. Nice little dead leg. Lakers down by 11 with 1:36 left. He's hobbling a bit. Probably looking to get the ball to JC right here as they play him on high side. Get the ball. JC's not even looking for that pass, and the ball gets skipped away. He was open there, too. All right. Got 1:20 left. Lakers down 11. CP3 just crossing half court. Going to get a Spain pick and roll right here. And what that is you're going to have Redick pop out behind the three-point line right here, but Chris Paul holds onto it and takes the elbow jumper. And that's going to be your ball game. 1:08 left. Lakers down 13.
So describe an action for you if you can.
Yeah. No. And so you have sets, right, which are things like horns, and you'll hear floppy, and that's like a set is like the setup. It's the guys are in these positions to start the play. The action is the movement that they make out of that, right? So you'll hear me say like, okay, here's some pistol action, right? So pistol is a 3-man game, and that's out of a certain setup, and then out of that setup, when you've got 3 guys, there are all sorts of combinations that you can do out of that setup that can make that be. Those are the different variations. So the actions are the different variations right there. You know what I mean? Where it can be. It's the different variations out of a set. So hope that makes sense there as we get. And it's coming in the game. I think Russell caught a knee pretty hard in the thigh right there as Luke talks to him. Couldn't pick up what they're saying there. Nwaba makes his second free throw. Got 58.9 seconds left as this one winds down. So this is going to be that Spain pick and roll right here again, where you see how they're stacked on top of each other? Yeah, so you didn't get to see the action out of that Spain pick and roll setup, right? With Paul just taking the shot. But Paul and Jordan have different actions that they can run out of that Spain pick and roll set right there. So ball up top to T-Rob, little spin move, feeling himself, misses that.
Do you, T-Rob?
Yeah, man, I am mad at you. He really, I think Robinson was the guy responsible for this not being an embarrassing game. Because remember, this game started out 17-0, and we were well on our way to embarrassment.
Yeah.
And this was they played respectably. Some key guys shot like crap, and that's why we're going to have the final score that we're going to have. But all in all, respectable performance by the Lakers.
All right, guys. We're just about out of here. Make sure you give a listen, of course, to our podcast. We're on the Almighty Ballers radio network now, which is great. Hit us up with questions. We try to answer some every podcast, work them in. Thanks for joining us, guys. Give a little subscribe at the bottom to the Laker Film Room channel if you haven't already. And hit us up on Twitter. I am at LFR Tommy, and for at Laker Film Room for Pete. Let's go. The tank rolls on.
What are you around tomorrow to do this again?
I'm not.
You're not. Okay.
Yeah. I have a surfing date.
All right. Hey, that sounds like a good date.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, you have fun with that.
I will. Thank you.
All right. We'll record the podcast tomorrow night though, and then we'll see you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll catch that Monday morning.
Yep. Hit us up with the hashtag LF4 podcast if you want us to answer some questions, and we'll catch you guys next time.
All right. Later.